skies always break every time Shaggy sets the stakes. He lines up the lobbies, the cars all shine, but here comes a storm right on time. Oh, Rainmaker, why you gotta pour? We just want the track dry, nothing more. Every race, we're splashing through the lane. Shaggy, my friend, you're bringing the rain. The tires are slipping, the turns get wild. I'm hydroplaning, losing my style. We ask for the sun, a clear blue sky, but puddles keep falling, and I don't know why. Maybe it's luck, maybe it's fate, or maybe Shaggy's laughing at our state. Oh, Rainmaker, why you gotta pour? We just want the track dry, nothing more. Every race, we're splashing through the lane. Shaggy, my friend, you're bringing the rain. I see him grinning behind the wheel. He loves the chaos, that's his deal. But one day soon we'll outsmart the skies and leave the Rainmaker high and dry. Oh, Rainmaker, why you gotta pour? We just want the track dry, nothing more. Every race, we're splashing through the lane. Shaggy, my friend, you're bringing the rain. Oh. I don't know why, but the skies always break every time Shaggy sets the stakes. He lines up the lobbies, the cars all shine, but here comes a storm right on time. Oh, Rainmaker, why you gotta pour? We just want the track dry, nothing more. Every race, we're splashing through the lane.
And good evening, everyone, and welcome back to the PHG World Series. Tonight, we head to the fast-flowing layout of the Red Bull Ring and another classic matchup with Lancer versus WRX. I'm joined tonight by two outstanding racing experts. First of all, Mr. Casual, how are you doing tonight, and what are you expecting with our matchup?
I'm doing all right. I had today off, so I just been eh, doing a little bit of this and that. But as for this evening's races, I imagine it's going to be kind of like a sprint in the beginning of the first portion of the race before the rain gets here. So I'm curious on that and what happens when the rain actually gets here. But that's what I'm looking out for. How about yourself, T Case?
Oh, well, geez. What am I looking for? I'm looking for intense, tight racing. The times here are so tight, qualifying during the week. Red Bull Ring always brings the action. You have those heavy, heavy braking zones, and then, of course, the infamous track limits there at the end of the lap. So, hopefully, these drivers are going to be able to keep it clean. Split one, I think that's not going to be an issue.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, we saw some extremely tight qualifying times. I mean, to the point to where if you're a half second off pace, you're in danger of maybe not getting done with this one. So a really, really
Mm,
tight group that we've got. Let's dive into our sponsors real quick before we get too far along on our broadcast. And I'd like to start out with thanking 4D Racewear. We could not be doing the PHG World Series broadcast without the support of 4D Racewear. They are redefining comfort and performance. It's engineered for speed, designed for durability, and also built to move with you through every lap, turn, and finish line, and doing it in style. Make sure and stop by their website, shop some of their awesome racewear out, and check out their socials to show them some love.
mm. So
Um,
then,
Mr. Casual, yeah, you want to tell us about Lithograph Comics?
yeah, and we're also sponsored by Lithograph, your destination for discovering and collecting great comics. Greg, aka Litho, is a comic book fanatic, historian, and lifelong collector, sharing the journey pickups and the occasional grail item. You can find Lithograph Comics on Instagram.
Yeah, thank you. And don't forget about VXD graphics, all the clean visuals and the different graphics that you're going to see integrated with our broadcast tonight are here courtesy of VXD graphics. So everything you've seen throughout season 3 has been with their help. So make sure and check them out. There are links pinned for all the sponsors in the description. And finally, before we go any further, a big thank you to Mist Chronicles by Lawrence Brown. You can join Mist on his journey to hone his skills as a deadly swordsman to protect the mainland. Blending creative worlds and immersive storytelling, you can explore the works of our good friend Tism by finding his chronicles on Amazon. So, again, big shout out to all our sponsors. Their information should be pinned down in the chat. You can check that out there. Show them some PhD love that we really appreciate all they've done to help this season look good here. So, uh, before we get too far in it, let's take a look at where the top 10 lays out. And, you know, Mr. Casual, why don't you go ahead and talk us through the top 10 here?
Yeah, so the ringleader at the moment is PHG's own Rick Shear with 1,330 points. And then I guess you could say rising star himself, Josh Moment, not far behind at 1210. And then you have the myth that is Jorge Senior at 1205. Then that rounds out the podium. Then in fourth, we have Talon with 1200 even. Then in fifth, you have KP Wilcox at 1170. And then just behind him, we have S7R Wid at 1160. Then behind him is McNaughty with 1154. And I was
Who's that
talking about
guy? Yeah.
Hey,
earlier today, down in seventh is someone I was like, is this? I mean, eighth. Is this a typo? I was like, who's that in eighth? I was like, in eighth, we have at 1140, myself,
I know
Mr.
him.
Casual.
I know
Yeah,
him.
check you out. Nice job, buddy.
uh, I think I've seen that guy. And then in ninth, we have Papa Oso with 1105. And rounding out the top 10 is Boba Cheeto with 980.
Yeah, and I mean, that is a stacked right there, to say the least. So, let me talk you through our track details here a little bit. So, we've got the Red Bull Ring. Drivers are going to run 30 laps here. You can see the tire wear at 3 times with the racing hards are required. Fuel at 3 times, burn and 3-liter refill second. And these are GR3 Lancers versus the WRX. Did I miss do we have the graphic on the car choices?
We do. Yes, we do. Here we
Are we
go.
skipping that one?
Just ignore the
Alright, so
middle.
this is what I was excited to see, and yeah, like TK said, obviously the BRZ kinda got ignored, because it wasn't the BRZ to choose from, but
Mhm.
I'm shocked. You guys know I'm a big Subaru fan. I'm shocked to see that the majority of the people have selected the Subaru.
Yeah, so I did some testing and I found this it was a case of do I want a qualifying car or do I want a race pace car? And so I was like, hmm. And so that's why I ended up going with the Lancer.
Interesting.
Okay, interesting. Okay, very, very cool, the WRX. So, um,
Mhm. Sounds good.
let's look at our yeah, let's take a look at our starting grid here for our split. Jorge Senior is going to be here, and these guys are. Correct me if I'm wrong, TK. So these guys are basically in the qualifying order that they came in, right?
Correct. Yeah. So this is where they qualified during the week. Obviously, that has nothing to do where they're going to start. This is just how it got put in their split. So Jorge Senior on top.
Okay, perfect. Yeah, Jorge with the fastest qualifying time. You've got SR7 Wid there in the split as well. FAF Bovagito, uh, Shred, Moose 21, S7R's Hovercraft, PHG Jersey, the one and only McNaughty, S7R The True Serum, PHG Ecstasy, the Talon, and did he not have the FART race team anymore?
Oh
Is
yeah.
that split up?
He's all
Oh,
about that fart.
okay, it's just not on the name here. Okay, got it. And you've got our buddy there, Oak in Naranjo, VIP left to pass you, and what's that one? Jeffrey GT9. We'll go Jeffrey.
Yeah.
Easy enough there. So, I mean, there's not really any surprises here, I don't think. Uh, all these drivers have shown in this league and various other leagues that they are top split drivers. And we even have several top split drivers that couldn't even cut it and are in split two. So, very, very tight competition here.
Yeah, T-Case, it really is. I mean, we
Mm,
we expect nothing less from the PHG World Series, especially based on what we've seen in the past weeks. These guys are really putting a lot of work in, and man,
mhm.
the difference between, the first and top split and the last and fourth split, it's incredible. It's mind-boggling, kind of to me, honestly.
Yeah, it really is. The fact that I just don't get how these drivers are as fast as they are because
Uh-oh.
I mean, no, you're good.
Ranger.
Don't yeah, it's good.
Okay.
It'll be back. Um yeah, these drivers are just so quick and this is a track, it's all about speed. It's distance
Yeah.
wise is kind of a big track, but because the majority of it is semi straight or high speed corners, they get through it really quick. So it's going to
Mhm.
be some good, tight racing, and I'm excited to see it.
Yeah, yeah, and I mean, I think it's incredible to me, to see these guys manage this track so well. I mean, my God, sometimes I have trouble getting around turn 1, especially in the WRX. It
Yeah.
it gets very unstable, as that pavement changes, and it's kinda, there's some rough pavement out there if you take that turn in a specific way. So, there's a lot of opportunity to make mistakes out here, and TKs, you mentioned it early on in the broadcast, and Mr. Casual, I'm sure you'll be able to show us how it's done when you actually get onto the track, but, that last section, you really gotta make sure and work hard to avoid the penalties through there because it's so easy to just let yourself run a little bit wide on any of those options. and end up with a half or a 1 second penalty quickly.
Yeah, I eventually nailed the last corner, but I was like, that first turn just feels like I'm playing a game of RNG with that first turn on. Okay, is the car going to bounce too much and I'm going to get shoveled out wide, or am I going to nail it and wonder what I did right?
And wonder what I did right. I like that. And what you were saying earlier, Slow Mo, on T1, like you really do have to use all the track. You go way out wide to come in. You clobber that apex that has a big curb there that can unsettle the car if you hit it wrong. Then you got to straddle that sausage on the exit.
Right.
Like there's not, otherwise you're slow. Otherwise you're slow. And it sometimes seems like a good place to overtake, but it usually ends up hurting both drivers. So really well, it's technically turn 3, but we're going to call it turn 2 at
Yeah.
the top of the hill.
Mhm.
That is generally your best overtaking spot, but it's so easy to come into contact or to miss your braking zone. So, I mean, top split, I don't expect much contact. I do expect some door
Yeah.
banging, but nothing egregious, I think, from these guys. And it looks like we are starting to get ready for qualifying. We'll switch over that
Ooh,
here
okay.
shortly. Any predictions, guys, as far as qualifying goes?
Qualifying. I th- I mean, I don't think it'll be too hard to see Jorge out front. I think it's going to be pretty nip tuck with everyone else. That's what I'm thinking.
Yeah, TK, I'll add on to that. I think it is going to be it's going to be a fun qualifying to watch, but I really do believe you're going to see these guys keeping it pretty tight through here. And let me get this on the big screen so I can take a good look at drivers' names because, well, my eyes are bad and I'm old. Sorry.
We got Shred representing Canada. Looks like the lone Canadian.
The lone Canadian. Wait, what
Oh,
about
Zero.
the Truth?
Oh, there we go.
Truth.
The Truth at the
Yeah.
bottom. There we go.
Yeah.
And there is the SR7 WID in the Mitsubishi. FAF Obajito in the Subaru.
Bubblegum. Zuka bubblegum. The
I can
hardest
still
gum.
taste that just by you saying it.
I love the wrapper. Is that weird? The wax paper
Okay.
that it came in was
Really?
my favorite
Yeah,
Maybe
part.
maybe a little bit. It's okay though.
You can make a
And-
little paper football out of it. It works really well.
We saw Talon just a second ago. This is Jersey.
Then
Obviously,
our
we're
first
very
Lancer.
sharp. No, that's not the first one. We saw one a second ago.
Jorge.
Jorge.
Jorge. Okay.
Trying to
And
remember who
another.
exactly had the other one.
You see McNaughty also in the Lancer as well.
Naughty took the Lancer. And that is a very nice, which one is that?
Race for the Cure.
Race for the Cure. Thank you.
Mhm.
Sorry, my logo's on my screen popped up for some reason. Here's Truth.
Again, it's silly to me that these cars aren't all-wheel drive.
Oh yeah.
I have to agree with you.
Like, that's just silly. Ooh, Moose looking fresh.
Look at Moose driving the Subi. Love it. That is a nice look. Very clean. Well done.
Oh, another Canadian.
Oh yeah. Our
Has
third
to see, of course.
Mhm.
That's a good looking little livery there. I'm sure people that know anime know what that is. I don't.
I've seen the sticker somewhere.
Okay.
I know that much.
VIP left to pass you with the clean classic.
NVR.
There he's got the, oh, he's an NVR, Jeffrey. That's right.
I believe Shred is about to start his flyer. We'll hang out with him for a little bit.
Yeah, TK, watch. I'm sure our audience is out there wondering how to run this lap. There's that way outside move that you talked about, smashing the curbs, both sides. You really want to
Shred,
try and carry his much speed into that straightaway as you possibly can before you have to
Yeah.
slam the brakes on here for, well, I would call it turn 2, TK.
Yeah. It
Yeah,
is
Shred
definitely
opened up
turn 2.
with a 29.8 so far.
Well, he is definitely
Okay.
on top. Jorge Sr. P2 win P3.
And we expect this to shape up. They get 10 minutes, right?
They do, yes. I believe that turn 3 there, I think that's the turn to catch the most drivers off guard. It is off camber, and you have
Little
nothing
bit,
but
yeah.
gravel there. This one, when you hit it right, oh boy, is it beautiful. But in the wet, you do abuse these curbs a lot. So when we get some rain, that's going to affect these drivers' lines, because you do need to use the curbs a lot on this track. And
Yeah.
just what
That's going
Casual
to
was
be
saying,
wide,
right?
yeah. Yeah, and TK's to your point, we haven't even mentioned the fact that we are absolutely expecting rain through tonight's run. So, it's going to make it very tricky on some of these drivers. And, the Subaru, like I mentioned, it is fairly easy to get unsettled.
wow.
It's a very powerful car.
Jorge got a 130 flat even. whatnot.
130,
Yeah,
0,
like-
0, 0. My golly.
And Jersey
don't
did
dare
dive
him.
into the pits there.
Don't dare Jorge to not do that again, because he's probably that consistent that he can do it again.
Yeah, he really probably is, Mr. Casual, and that is kind of scary to think of, but he certainly can sometimes. So the grid is still shaking up quite a bit. Go ahead,
Yeah.
TK.
I
Sorry.
was going to ask Casual, what are you thinking about Jersey's choice to go into the pits there at the end of lap 3?
Lap 3, I kind of go in between lap 2 and 3. I kind of been back and forth, but it's it makes sense. Because you don't want to wait. If you're going to go in at all, you don't want to wait till lap 5, because your tires are still basically warming up. So it's if you do it around lap 3, you still give the tires enough time to warm up. So not everyone's been doing it, but yeah, you've seen some people this week going in.
Interesting. As we see S7R's WID 129.7. Very nice.
Oh, very.
And Jorge
catch
Sr.
there,
now
TK.
into the pits. Talon in the pits as well.
All right.
And Jorge has still not changed that 130 flat. I'm sorry, I'm a little mesmerized by that.
Okay, 30.4.
So take a look there. Our buddy there, McNaughty, has got himself in a P7 position with a 30.413, which is pretty solid. I'm sure he's wanting to improve on that.
But yeah, between the two cars, I always did feel that the WRS could probably get a faster time. But I think if you have the balls for it, it's you can get a pretty good time in the Lancer. It's just it's a bit of a skill check with the Lancer, whereas it's a bit easier to come by in the WRX.
Okay, that's interesting. I mean, there's so many times where, I'd see a combo and I'd think, oh well, this is a WRX run, and you go on the website and you look at what everybody's using, and everybody's in the Lancer. Like, well, hell. But this is such a fun combo. You got two to pick from. It's the Lancer or the WRX, and as you saw, there's a pretty hefty percentage of people that went with the WRX. So Lancer is going to be the one that least people have chosen in here. McNaughty being one of those, and does not look like he was able to improve on that particular lap. Here's your current leader, SR7 WID.
It's interesting when it comes to the Group 4. I prefer the Lancer over the WRX. I like the Lancer ski rate and the Group 4. However, when it comes to Group 3, I just don't like either of them.
Yeah. That's fair. I mean, I feel like the Subaru, it's the higher gears are, you got to just run them all the way out, where you don't necessarily need to do that in some of the lower gears, in my opinion.
Yeah. It seems to be, a little bit more of a short shift in those lower gears and then rev it out a bit on the high end. But
Yeah, even in the Subaru I drive in real life, first gear is basically just to get you rolling. Once you're moving, you're into second, and it's kind of worthless, but you got it anyway.
Yeah, I know. Even though it's not selectable, the BRZ, I know a fair amount of people actually struggle with that car because it has some turbo lag on it, to say the least. I've seen people struggle with cars that have turbo lag, and these cars, while not as bad, they have their own amounts of turbo lag. So, yeah, I've seen people struggle in both of these.
our Bazooka Bubblegum Bobajito ends up
Yeah,
in
put
P2
himself-
there. Very nice. Only 0.055 off of Wid. See what Jorge Senior's up to. Looks like he's about
And
to
as you
put.
take a look at that down in the left-hand corner, you'll see there's about 30 seconds left. The actual qualifying, TK's, what are they getting? 30 or 60-second runoff, something to that
I
extent?
believe
Maybe
it's
longer.
I believe it's the extended runoff, so they should all be able to
Okay.
get a lap in as long as they cross the line in time. But it does look
Okay.
like Jorge's now experiencing a little bit of traffic from PHG Jersey.
Wonder if that's by design, to where he could try and get a little bit of slipstream and maybe just caught up to Jersey a little quicker than he was hoping.
And that's a good point. During the week, so for those who don't know, if this is your first time tuning in to the PHG World Series, welcome. All these drivers qualified during the week in their chosen car, and in that qualifying session, slipstream is turned off. And that's how they get put in their splits. However, now that they're in their splits and qualifying for the race, slipstream is on. However, that does mean dirty air is there as well, which would make this section right here very difficult to follow.
I don't envy Jersey. He's got Jorge Senior behind him.
No, and he's not improving either, unfortunately.
No, and you'll see that the final lap logo has come up to the upper left-hand corner of the screen. So this will be their last chance to get a qualifying lap in.
Mr. Sandbag is sandbagging Jorge Senior.
Oh, you think that's what's going on? He wants to make a couple passes from the back, maybe?
There we go. Oh, and it looks like in chat we have some special guests in attendance tonight. Pink Mishi's dad and stepmom are watching. Welcome, welcome. We appreciate
welcome.
everything your daughter has done to help us with this league. Mish is definitely someone who is helping out behind the scenes with production, and we appreciate them. So welcome, welcome.
Yeah, that is awesome. So let me take us through our qualifying results here. So this is going to be the starting grid for the race. We've got SR7 Wid in P1, FAF Bobajito right behind him, not very far at all. Look at that gap over to the right-hand side between all of these guys. P3 is going to be Shred. P4, we have Jorge Senior. In P5, you'll have Moose, 21. P6 is going to be SR7 Hovercraft. P7, you have SR7 The Truth Serum. P8 is PHG Jersey. P9, we have the McNaughty. P11, VIP Left to Pass You. Sorry, that was P10. P11, we have the Talon. And P12 is Jeffrey, which is an NVR guy. And we have P13 is Ecstasy with the PHG crew. So stacked lobby there. Maybe some of those guys didn't quite have the qualifying they were hoping they were going to have there, but it looks to be a little bit further off here than it was in the initial qualifying section. Don't you agree, Mr. Casual?
Yeah, because you didn't see anyone in the 31s at all. Even her in last place in top split, it was only 30.8. So yeah, it was more packed than a can of sardines, like I've been saying this week.
Yeah, no doubt. So Now that we've seen them qualify, do you guys feel comfortable maybe making some predictions, or do you think this is, I mean, is it just going to be too close to guess?
Hmm.
30
Because,
laps. That's a lot.
because obviously, I think all of us are thinking it'll be may probably between with Boba and Jorge, but I'm not counting out Moose
No.
after last week's. I was like, he can definitely have the pace. But yeah,
Well,
I guess, yeah.
Shred snuck in there P3 out of nowhere. So Shred's thrown his hat in the mix. I think a couple of those guys may be qualified out of place. I mean, there's
Mm.
not a slow driver in here. So,
Yeah.
No.
and I
Yeah, it's
mean,
not an accident.
and if we're going to throw weather in the mix, we know there's penalties.
Mm.
It's hard to say. I mean, my gut says Wood's going to take it, but
Mm.
there's too many variables in a race this long with weather and with this many drivers. I honestly, I think anybody could win this.
I
Honestly.
have to agree with you. I mean, the race can be, or the rain can be such a great equalizer in some of these situations to where, if you don't manage your tire change the way you wanted it, your race could be over. Yeah, to your point, TK, so you get a bad penalty or lose control and spin, your race could be over. There are a lot of things that we're gonna watch happen through this race. So let me ask a better question. First lap carnage, yay or nay, Mr. Casual?
First lap, I mean, I think so.
Yeah.
It's like regardless of the split, you kind of see the beginning of a race. You have people just have this like chaos energy about them, and it's like I gotta make up these positions, or I gotta go for this move while I still can. And so I think you might see it somewhere. I don't think it'll be turn one. I think not turn two, but the downhill
Yeah.
turn three. I think that would
Really?
probably be a good point.
Yeah,
You
I
might
mean,
see a few moves going into turn two, but I think the chaos turn will be the third turn.
you might be onto something. That's a very astute thought because that turn can get a bit. You kind of got to put your elbows out depending upon how you're coming in sometimes. TKs, what do you think?
Well, I just want to piggyback off of what Casual said because it's such a good point. It is downhill.
Mhm.
Tires are still going to be cold, but that exit out of turn two, there's going to be drivers getting a terrible exit, getting the back end squirrely. They're going to be on the back foot. Some drivers behind them are
True.
going to get a better exit. I wouldn't be surprised if we saw 3-4 wide going into T3. So I'm going to agree with Casual there. Another thing I wanted to point out is as the drivers are getting to the grid, so we will be going there shortly, is where the pit entry is. We could see some issues,
Yeah.
drivers following each other into the penultimate corner and some going way slower into the pits while others are carrying it on. And here we go to the grid. So take it away, slow mo.
Ah,
All
very
right.
nice. Thank you so much, TKs. So we have a rolling start for today, which helps keep that turn one a little bit more neat and tidy, gives these guys a little bit of opportunity to get themselves aligned where they want. But excited to see how the remaining, there's a lot of turns these guys are going to run here today. So
Mhm.
the lights are green, the cars are racing. SR7 Wid is going to lead us through this first lap potentially. As you see, Bo Bagito and Shred are close behind there.
Mhm.
Just kind of, I don't know. I would have loved to have seen a grid start false start
Agreed.
check here.
Ooh, Shred.
Shred's going to duck
Looking for it.
inside and try and make a move on Bo Bagito as they come through technically turn two. Little wobble as you saw there. I don't know if Jorge's going to be able to peek inside or not. Trying to kind
Okay.
of look through the tires as you go. Is everybody medium? Looks to be so far in the front at least.
Mhm. Okay. So
That
looks neat and
appears to be the
tidy.
dominant
McNaughty
strat.
or Jersey on the
McNaughty went
hards.
hard, huh?
Okay.
No, Jersey
Or
went
is that
hard.
Jersey?
Yeah, sorry.
Oh, Jersey. Okay, McNaughty's on medium. Left went hard, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Allen's on the medium.
Good
Jeff.
mix.
Jeffrey.
Okay, very cool.
Okay.
So back up to the front. Here we go into this turn 3. You see Jorge has decided he was going to peek inside, hasn't gotten anything done yet. Moose is right behind him, so expect, to your point, something is going to happen. Maybe not turn 3 just yet. Oh, I'm sorry, that's not the turn 3. My goodness, here we are.
Jorge. Oh, and
Oh.
carnage behind.
Up the inside, hovercraft went a little bit wide, unfortunately.
Should be able to
Take
see
another
this
look.
move. Yeah, Jorge on shred up ahead. And you got Moose just in front. It looks like just misses his braking. Has to go wide.
yeah.
Basic
Yeah.
action there. Everybody keeping it on track.
Yeah.
And
Fair
it's
play to
still
hovercraft there. That was a classy move to get out of the way and not cause any harm to anyone else's race. So now you've got Jorge moved up into 3rd position with a Moose
he's-
and a Shred right behind him, huh?
It's a shred
Yeah, see,
falling back from P3 to P5 now.
All right.
Yeah, Moose with a nice nice couple laps there to get himself up into that 4th position, staying close to Jorge as possible. Talon with a half-second penalty, unfortunately.
Yeah.
He's going to serve that. Let's see. Here it
Right
goes.
here.
So he's going to serve that now.
It's not the worst place to serve a penalty. It really isn't on this track. It could have been much worse. But
Yeah, I do agree.
only 9 seconds from P1 to last, so that's pretty impressive.
Oh, and our leader has caught himself a half-second penalty through that
Uh-oh.
treacherous last section there, just pushing a little bit too hard, perhaps trying to maintain the lead. So that may or may not put Pobagito, if Pobagito can position himself close enough to get something done when he serves that penalty at this point, I don't think it would cost with the position just yet.
No, I think Win is far enough ahead. Look at
There you
McDonough
look
up
at-
to P6.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
Donnie is trying to move up that field in that pink Lexus he's got, or Lexus, Lancer,
Yeah,
excuse
Lancer.
me.
Yeah.
It makes sense.
Yeah, I
Jersey
will
The
say-
falling back
Mitsubishi
'cause
that's
he's on the
not be
Rs.
named.
Yeah, there we go.
Okay.
Yeah, I imagine, to your point, TK, you'll see a little bit of a shakeup as some of the medium runners overtake some of the guys that have chosen to go with the hard compound.
And one of those drivers is Shred. He's now back to P9. He's been just falling on those racing cards. He did start up in the top 3rd position, I believe.
Well, and that might just be a strategy to kind of try and keep close to everybody, but run the hard compound. I don't know, Mr. Casual, I had not run the 2 different compounds here. I mean, how much of a loss are you getting between the hards and mediums here? Oh, and I saw somebody shimmy. I think it was left to pass you. Yeah, it looks like he lost a little bit of traction, but really good job to wheel it in. Watch this as he comes through this
Well,
last little section on the curb. Yep.
Yeah, because
turn, and
I've had that happen to me on that last turn. You try to keep it at a certain steering lock, and if you don't adjust your steering, once you get towards the end of that curb, the car will step out like that.
yeah, Mr. Casual is Estacy's going to make a move here.
Wow.
Get himself up ahead of left to
One
pass
forward.
you.
Oh, and
Oh, and part there,
Oh,
sir.
and we've got something going on there. Oh, that is unfortunately Talon who has got himself into a bit of a trouble there. Let's see how this plays out. So
Yeah, I've seen it happen quite a bit in
it
practice
is.
hobbies this week.
livery section right there. A little bit off camber, really difficult to get the power down if you don't do it smoothly.
I'm really impressed with that switcheroo from Shred. He didn't go defensive on left to pass you and let it happen, and then just cut back and took the position. Very nicely done.
Yeah, that was really nice.
But yeah,
you know, almost hard to catch as they're driving by and there's cars left, right, you know.
Yeah, I've been actually done any run. 29.6. Fastest lap from Jorge Senior.
Wow.
I haven't really done any running with the hards yet, but I'm used to the slower compounds, mainly from running in TK's lobbies. But
There
yeah,
you
the
go.
difference between medium and hards isn't really that massive, like say it is with softs and mediums. Like they're a bit closer. It tends to be about maybe a second, maybe second and a half between mediums and hards. It's just if you're on the mediums, you need to get your move done sooner than later, because eventually.
Woo!
Cool, and
Steady
a
on
wild
now.
ride there with Ecstasy as you ride along board, and he's trying to get that power down in that little tricky section we're discussing right there. What a great cinematic quality right there, TKs. Well done, my friend.
Thank you. That was bold. I can't believe he just kept it pinned like that. I was very nervous. He's not running any traction control either, so
No.
very impressive.
No, he just
control.
rode it out.
Yeah, if you don't put like much steering lock, then you can kind of get away with it. You just might have a minor cold ground.
Just a minor one. You may have to change your underwear, but you could be safe. You could be safe. We've all been there.
Well, in the all-wheel drive version of the car, that's perfectly acceptable. If they break loose, you just stay on the power, and they'll catch up eventually. It's okay. They'll eventually grab something.
Alan really tried to make up for that incident he had, but unable to get it done in that final sector.
And he's still got a chance to get a little bit of a better look through that last turn onto the straight, but we'll see how that plays out. So back up to the front with our leader, you've got Wid currently in first, Obajito sitting in P2, Jorge with that fastest lap, as Mr. Casual mentioned, sitting in 3. Moose has lost a little bit of room between him and Jorge and is currently sitting in that P4 position. He's almost 3 seconds off Jorge's pace at this point.
I don't know if you noticed, slow-mo, but 2 our 3 cars in the top 3 are Lancers.
Are they? Okay. Well, that's how it works out sometimes, You can't win them all, and I honestly, GT7 was kind to the Subarus in the beginning, but has not been lately. That's my personal opinion.
I mean, that's been pretty much the story of like basically any North American manufacturer.
Yes, it has. I mean, until they came out with the expansion pack, and that Mustang was OP for a week.
Yes.
It was the best. If you had it.
Looks like Jorge got a good exit there.
Jorge had a very nice exit, yeah, and he's very well in slipstream range with Obajito. So let's see if he's able to make something happen here. It doesn't look like he's doing anything too aggressive at this point.
Yeah, it looks.
Yeah, I mean, it is a long race. It's only lap 7.
Right, and that was just a little bit of a nice entry, a nice exit. Here you go. He's going to peek inside, let Obajito know he's thinking about him.
So hard to get it done there. It really is.
Yeah, that is not a great spot to try to make a move. You end up outside, and it's off camber T-case, like you mentioned. You just slide off into nowhere.
Yeah, it's almost like what you were saying. Just letting him know he's there and letting that driver make a mistake. And I think it is the key thing to do in that spot.
Yeah, very much so agree. So here we go into this tricky little last section on the track. Very easy to get yourself a penalty there as you see those guys abusing the track limit.
That's curious.
You know exactly where it is.
Jorge was going down to second for that last turn.
Yeah, the other thing to watch for anybody out there trying to pick something up, watch their brake, which is just over there to the left of where the speedometer is. That's their brake. Watch how they apply the brake pressure, let up as they trail brake in and out of turns. It's really a good way to learn how to pick up a little bit of speed, is watch Jorge do just that. They're into that nice,
Mhm.
well done. No problems with either of these two getting any of the power down through that exit, and both of them are off to the races, as you would say. Witt's got
Mhm.
himself a little bit of breathing room between these two.
2 seconds. I
Yeah, because it
wonder
doesn't.
if they might
Mhm.
start working together now, realizing that they're losing touch to Wid. If Bobagito and Jorge keep squabbling, first place is out of the question.
Yeah, because it doesn't feel like Boba's slowing down Jorge at the moment. So I'm like, it's like, so yeah, maybe if they work together, maybe they can reel them in a little bit. But I do see it's starting to get a little cloudy uh overhead. It's kind of
And
got like a little bit
Yeah,
of a
there's a
haze
bit of
to
a
it.
haze out there. You
and
seem to.
Mr. Casual, when do you expect rain for this race?
Oh, uh, uh, I actually haven't done any race practice, so I was like,
Okay.
um, it's like, so for once, I actually don't really know. I'd be just talking out my rear.
No, that's
Uh,
okay. We're gonna find out, here probably in the next, oh, I don't know, what, 10 laps, you think?
yeah, because it's slowly getting cloudier. It's not cloudy enough to rain, but yeah, you can definitely see it's not as clear as it was at the beginning.
Yeah, you still see some blue up in the sky there, but, that may not last long as you see that fog starting to thicken up just a little bit. We take a look on board with P7 in shred. And, one thing, that we've seen here is the
Mhm.
field's starting to spread out a little bit further than I personally anticipated.
Yeah.
And you look at, Jeffrey here on the hards. Jersey, I know, is on the hards. Left to pasture,
Yeah.
I'm guessing, is also a hard runner. Um, it really looks like that hard medium compound difference is more than subtle. Talon obviously is back there with that
Mhm.
group that had a spin.
Yeah,
Mhm.
talent and hovercraft on the
Hovers on the
mediums.
mediums.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Ecstasy back there, and he unfortunately got himself a half-second penalty. I didn't catch what happened to Ecstasy. He was certainly up in
Mhm.
the earlier groups, or higher up in the standings there.
Uh,
Back to the
Witt's
front is
still
what that
pulling a
battle
gap.
between.
It's not a lot, but he is definitely further ahead than last time we
Mhm.
checked.
He's having no trouble pulling away from both of these guys, and to your point, you would think they're gonna have to start working together if
Yeah.
they're going to, make a run at Wid, who is 10 laps into this 30-lap adventure and putting some space in between some very skilled drivers.
Mhm. Yeah, we're what third of the way through since we're on lap 10 now. So, hmm.
I will say Shred, he did start up front. He did start on the hards, but it's a big gap, but it's nothing like the rest of the drivers. He's kind of in no man's land, but he's leading that hard front for sure.
Yeah, he is. Yeah, to your point, 7 seconds off, McNaughty, and, as you see there, 4 seconds between him and, NVR Jeffrey back there.
Mhm.
It's been pretty civil. I mean, we've seen a couple moves, but nothing too aggressive. I think these drivers are understanding how long this race is, and there's enough to ruin your race on your own with penalties and losing control, as we've seen from a few drivers. So.
Well, and there really is, in TK's, I think to that same point, a lot of it is, you just gotta make sure and keep yourself in it until you get through the rain, into the last portion of this race, and then maybe that's the time where we will see these gloves come off. Back to Mr. Casual's point, the Lancers seem to be doing very well in the combo so far. Maybe that plays differently as we get into the pit stops and playing into fuel
Ooh, Jorge.
management. Oh, with Jorge
Yeah.
ending up catching himself a half-second penalty through the track limits. So that will give Bobagito even a little bit more breathing room.
Mm.
And something we cannot see is the radar, but I see in chat Shaggy saying that they are able to see weather on the radar now. So
Okay.
drivers are going to have to think. Now, this is a quick lap, and I know when we did, I forget what season it was, I did participate in one of these races. It was wet here, and depending on where you were in your lap, you could push one extra lap and get back to the pits before it was wet. But for the drivers further behind, it was a different story. So that's also a gamble. Do you think you can get all the way around here without losing control?
It's very tough question to answer. As you've seen, some of these turns are really difficult for these cars to get powered down, even in dry conditions. So that could play out to be very challenging for them. Although the last section of the track is a little bit easier to keep your traction down than the first section.
Indeed.
Did you get a good look at P6 McNaughty, who's trying to find some space and catch up a little bit of ground on the True Serum there in front of him? As we know, McNaughty is in that Lancer today, so he's trying to gain his ground and make an overtake over on the Subaru. Mr. Casual, I don't know. It looks like he's in a pretty good position, you know, with a little bit of slipstream. He can just kind of feed off of the True Serum and wait for his shot. Or how would you handle a pass in this situation?
I mean, it's like, as long as Truth isn't slowing McNaughty down, then he'll probably a little swirly from McNaughty. But as long as he doesn't feel like he's getting held up, I think he'll be okay with being pulled along by Truth. But if you ever been in a race, you know, you ever get behind someone who you feel like you're faster on, then you'll try to look for a move sooner than later. But as long as Truth, as they both get a little squirrely on the last turn, as long as they both are about equal on pace, I think you'll just see them kind of maintain the status quo, as we see Shred is the first one in, followed by Jeffrey. Oh, looks like everyone.
And everybody back behind him. So
yeah.
So they're seeing that they can't get an extra lap, which is going to be exciting to see if these drivers who stayed out. Keep an eye on that moisture meter. I see windshield wipers, y'all.
Oh,
that's right.
Meter's building.
And if you look down,
my goodness, it's
this PHG World Series, you'll see the moisture meter right next to their tire graphics. That is climbing very quickly. I would say that's a little bit more water on the track than most people would prefer.
I think this is going to be tough for Moose, The Truth, and McNaughty. They're the furthest back, and that track has now entered intermediate territory.
Yeah, because once you get in the middle of that middle section, that's when it's like mainly die.
Let's see.
On the slicks, especially.
Here we go.
And again, these cars.
Careful now.
These cars generally are known for being good with traction, but when you put these conditions on these racing slick tires,
looks like Jorge went a little wide entering. Moose having an issue, struggling to get into the
hold
pits.
it together, Moose. Get it together, buddy. There you go.
Take a look at both of those incidents here. Let's make sure everybody gets in the pits. Moose, make the turn, mate. Jorge went a little wide trying to get into the pits, but he made it, and you can see. Oh my goodness, Moose just trying to get the traction. I would have flipped traction control on, maybe to help him. Ooh, into the wall.
Yeah, little spin. Oh, he did. He ended up getting into the wall. Okay.
So now this is interesting.
And McNaughty able to get by him, and he's still having trouble getting power down on that after they drove by.
Yeah, I'm curious if Jorge cut the line at all or not, you know, on entrance.
So here you go. You have Shred currently in P7 is going to be making a drive by the group in the pit.
I think I did see Jorge went on the wets.
Yeah, Jorge and Witt both did wets. And it is in full wet territory. It's just a matter for how long. So Shred back up into P4. They're going to come out side by side here with the True Serum McNaughty. Moose going to be the one who loses out the most. True Serum and McNaughty kind of staying where they were.
Yeah.
It looks like McNaughty's got his way up in front of Truth.
See what happened coming out
So
of the
he-
pits. Is it a tire difference? McNaughty. No, both are on the wets. Let's see.
They're
here.
both
Okay.
wets. Okay.
Oh, it just looks like McNaughty just able
Yeah.
to get on the power a little bit sooner.
Mm.
And then car
Yeah,
slowed
because that's the
down.
thing with the wets. It's like when it's in full west territory, you want to be on the west. It's just once you get below that threshold, that's when the west can be a bit problematic.
And we
Right.
did miss something because Jorge Sr. is leading this race. Did he not take fuel? He didn't take fuel. Wid took fuel. Bobachito took fuel. Jorge Sr.
Oh, I was wondering how he ended up so far
He's
out ahead. I
six-tenths.
was expecting you to go to him and him still be on racing slick.
So assuming he will have to pit again though we are halfway done with this race, or almost halfway done, and he's got half a tank.
So, is it possible that he's fuel saving now that he's gone to the wet tires?
It's remember it's raining, so you're not going to be using as much fuel as well. So it's like almost like you're saving without trying to save.
Wow.
It's true.
Jorge's going for the one stopper here, finishing with hardly any fuel left. That's going to be something to see.
Wow.
And it looks like
So he
most
started on the hards then, right?
No, he was on the mediums. Oh, so he will have to pit for hards, won't he? I can't
Yes, he
remember the rules.
Yes.
Yeah, he does need hard.
Well, and that's
Yeah.
okay. He might only have to run one lap on him, right? So, okay, so at least we know he's coming back for one more stop. As you see, the little bit of clustering there. McNaughty having a little trouble getting that power down. True Serum not able to take advantage of that little shimmy that McNaughty put in. Take another look at this here.
Now, Shred is on the inters, and you can see he went deep, but McNaughty then losing it there on the exit. Nowhere for the Truth to go.
Yeah, McNaughty got lucky there because if Truth would have hit him in that quarter panel, it would have been game over, man.
Yeah, honestly, I was going to say that was really nicely done by Truth not to take Naughty out in that scenario. It could have gotten very, very ugly very quick. So here is Hovercraft. He's putting a little bit of pressure on Moose. Or did Moose just get by Hover? I'm sorry.
No, I believe Moose has been ahead of Hover, but it has been tight.
Okay.
Yeah.
So if the driver started on the hards, they can theoretically do a one stop. So Shred and then all these back markers. One stop is possible, but we don't know how quickly the track's going to dry out, especially for these drivers on the full wets. That will be interesting to see.
Okay.
Now, I'm a betting man, and I haven't run any practice, but if I had to bet, I would tell you that we're going to have rain for 4 or 5 laps tops. I think it's going to dry out after that, but I think the challenge that you're going to see is the track might not dry out as fast as these guys would like. That may be what gets really tricky for them, and you're going to have some people that are going to try and push onto the racing compounds too soon, and it could be costly. So obviously these guys are very skilled, so we're going to see how they manage the remaining 14 laps of this 30-lap run here at the Red Bull Ring.
And yes, Rick
Any surprises so far?
To answer Rick Shear's question, and also a surprise, Talon spun into turn 2, or coming out of turn 2 at the beginning of the race, which was a surprise to me.
Okay.
And that put him on the back foot because he started on the mediums, and then he fell back amongst all the hard tire runners. Nani doing a great job. He's been having a quiet race. He didn't have the qualifying he had wanted, but I mean, solid job being in P4. He's kind of been in that P6 through P4 battle with Shred's now joining it, but it was the True Serum and Moose.
Well, actually, if you remember, McNaughty and Truth must have thought, and McNaughty worked past Shred somewhere along the lines that we didn't quite catch. So maybe keep an eye on this. Let's see if the Truth is able to get a move done on Shred and catch up with his running mate, McNaughty, who's kind of helped him. It looked like those two helped each other out through the beginning of this race.
And
the Truth being very brave on the rumble strips through through turn one there.
Indeed. I think that has to do with him being on the full wet. So Shred's been going against the strategy of where he started. Everyone around him started on mediums. He started on hards. Everybody around him went to wets. He went to intermediates, which could play to his advantage as the track dries out. But, I mean, it's just got to be hard driving around all these guys on technically quicker tires than him right now. As you see the truth, going to try to make it not quite able to get around the outside.
Yeah, I think the truth is really put himself in a position where he's going to try and make a move, maybe waiting for a piece of the track that he prefers. Take a look on board as you see Shred struggling to get the power down with a little shimmy there in the car.
Yeah, that's the give and take you take with taking enters during the full wet space. Is you'll have a lot of those little cold rounds like that.
And it's still, to TK's point, in the full wet territory there on the rain meter, so it has not let up for the last few laps. As you see, the True Serum is really running all the way out onto the rumble strip, no problem on the full wet tires. He does not seem to be too concerned. And I think he is using a little bit of traction control because of the wet conditions. I cannot blame him.
I do see the wet meter is just under the full wet sections in certain points. So it looks like it's starting to dry up just a bit. Because you see on exit, the rain meter in the bottom corner is actually below it now.
It is, and it seems to be dropping as they go down the straight here. Keep in mind you're on board with the True Serum, who is behind, 5 other cars. Ooh, that was a close one. Looked like he was able to kind of wiggle himself wide to make sure there was no contact between him and Shred.
Ooh, Jersey.
And Jersey, unfortunately, found himself a half-second track limit penalty, perhaps through turn 1 or 2. I'm not sure which one that was. As you see, Hovercraft is taking the inside line on him. Jersey, really good job getting late on the brakes, but that leaves that inside open for Hovercraft. Not quite enough speed getting through the turn to make a move on Jersey through there.
I do see Boba got ahead of Witt in second. Not sure how, but I've seen that.
And now the drivers on the intermediates are going to do well. So expect Shred to start moving forward now, I would imagine. I don't think
and those on...
any other drivers on the inters. I'll kind of scroll through here. I'm seeing full wets. Oh, there we go. Jeffrey now getting ahead of Hovercraft on the inters.
And right on cue, making a move there.
Let's see if we can see that again. See Jersey losing out.
Oh,
he must have served a penalty.
Yeah, Bentley. Yeah.
Hover had his blinker on and maybe was trying to go to the pits. I'm not sure.
I think he might have, because he did. To your point, he had his right indicator on.
Unless he was trying to tell him to go around him that way. Sometimes it's hard to tell when you're racing hard exactly what blinker's telling you. So Jersey looks like he's maybe giving Hovercraft a little bump as they straighten out. No problems. Trying to help him get up to speed. Love that Deadpool livery. That is sharp.
We're almost a third of the way done here. Looks like most drivers are going to have enough fuel, but there's Jorge.
Yep.
I think he will get a splash
Witt
of
as
fuel. Witt as well. So that promotes Bobachito up into the lead. We'll see what that does with Shred.
And Bobachito is certainly going to run one more lap on that wet compound. We'll see if it is more than that. I don't know about you guys, but in my past experience, the undercut generally seems to play out very well for most guys when they time it just right. So let's see if that is going to work out in Witt and Jorge and some of those guys' favors.
With that refuel, that puts Witt ahead of Jorge.
Oh, and he is having trouble getting out on track. got
That's
himself
so
a
common.
pit lane penalty, unfortunately. So that's going to be 3 seconds. Take a look at this ride.
Pit lane is
He's coming
still
out of the
wet.
pits here. It
Yep.
not only is the pit lane wet, but that is a tough spot right there. Yep. All
Oh,
that water
man.
on track. Not too much he could do to maintain control and keep himself from getting that 3 seconds. So that is going to shake up the grid quite a bit here. As you look back at Jeffrey and Jorge, we're going to try and capitalize on that. So Jorge comes out in P6 after the pit stops. And he's got hovercraft behind him.
Jorge's got to make sure to stay on that quote-unquote dry line. It's not completely dry yet, but if he ventures off of it, it is not going to go well. I believe.
And it doesn't look very dry, does it?
No, it does not. And they have to stay off the curbs. Wid applying pressure to the truth. He goes into the wet section, serving the penalty. That is risky. You can see it getting swirly there. Jorge Sr. not able to get by even with that penalty. So the fueling has benefited Wid even with the penalty. And only Detrusserum going.
And what a wild ride through the penalty section.
Bobagito staying out on the wets yet again, not quite trusting the dry line. Benefiting Shred, though, on the inners, handled the dry line a little bit better. And Jeffrey also on the inters.
Yeah, Mr. Casual, the pit lane is not terribly slow here, right? I mean, is it, what, 18, 20 seconds, something like that if you're taking fuel?
We got some action here.
Oh, look at that.
Oh, Jorge
There
tries
goes
to
Wid
go
making a
for
move
it.
on Jorge.
Let's see if we can see that again. Oh, no, I didn't cue it. Rookie mistake. Rookie mistake. My apologies, y'all. I'll do better next time. Jorge and Wid battling it out on track. We did get to see it live.
But yeah, I don't know the exact timing for the pit lane loss, but it's like usually somewhere in the 20-ish range. Yeah. Somewhere around there.
That's Bobagito now into the
and
pits.
Here comes Bobagito. Yeah.
Shred stays
He's going to go in and get off wet compound.
Okay.
Still a lot of water on the track if you watch the meter in Shred's perspective. Even Wid's here.
I mean, if you look at Shred's tire wear on the inters, it's not terrible, I would say.
No,
it's like
isn't.
So he might be trying to make a one-stop work.
Oh! Look at this. Little contact between Wid and Jorge. As Wid I think he let Jorge go ahead and have it there.
Yeah, it looked like he just kind of got out of shape there going into T1.
You can see Jorge going up the inside.
As TK goes for redemption.
Yep, I got it this time. Tiniest bit of contact, nothing egregious there.
Yeah.
I think Wid maybe tried to turn in just slightly before Jorge.
Maybe.
And so just a slightly difference in when they wanted to turn in caused that issue there. So I see nothing wrong with that overtake. Well done, Jorge.
And back on board with Wid we go. So he is not giving Jorge a lot of space. And we're moving up the field here to take a look at Bobagito, who's got Jeffrey hot behind him. And Jeffrey is on the intermediate compound, so you don't anticipate he's going to stay out on track for the remainder of the race, but at this point, really in a good position in P3.
And Shred stayed out. Oh no, Shred is in.
Shred's in.
So Bobagito.
Yeah, he wouldn't need. Oh.
And there goes not Bobagito, Jeffrey going into the pits, I believe.
Bobagito.
Yeah,
with
they would have needed to go in. Yeah.
They
would have needed to go in for fuel either way, so okay.
So he's going to have Wid and Jorge battling it out now, and Bobagito can try to ride off into the sunset. I'm going to go further back. I think I see a battle going on back here again. Ignati, Moose, and Talon Okay, they're not quite as close as I thought they were. But they should get ahead of Jeffrey, maybe not Shred. Shred really with the
And
roller
Shred
coaster
will be
of a
on
race.
mediums.
Oh.
Because
Interesting.
I think Shred was one of the hard runners at the beginning.
He was. He's been doing the alternate strat. We'll see if this pays off.
Yeah, that could really put him in a good position. As you see, we've got about 7 laps left here at the Red Bull Ring. Lancer versus WRX in the PHG World Series. We haven't said it yet. If you like what you're seeing, hit that like button. Make sure to subscribe to TCase if you haven't already. Join the PHG Discord, which you can find. Somebody can drop that in the chat for us. And then don't forget to check out our sponsors. All their description information is pinned in the video. So back on board with Wid we go. He is trying to make up a little bit of ground to Jorge, or maybe just keep himself close to Jorge. I don't know. If those two work together, they very easily could potentially catch up to Bobagito. But don't take some of the drivers behind them out of this race, as we know the track is still a little bit wet and very much slippery.
Yeah, one small mistake can completely ruin it for somebody.
Yeah, because it's a matter of how hard do you push before you push too hard.
Yeah, I think that's a very good point, Mr. Casual. And, you really do have to kind of, you have to show a little restraint here, as you see Shred having trouble getting that power down there. And then Rector has turned.
Turn 1, yeah.
Tough sometimes. Just to get on the gas, you got to do it smooth. You just can't jump on it, because that WRX it can get unstable when you're trying to push it down too fast.
All right.
Look at a Jersey who's trying to hunt him down a little bit of hovercraft today. He's about a half second off hover's pace right now. And you see that delta is growing a little bit.
Yeah.
Exit out of turn 2 is crucial. It's so easy. We saw Talon completely spin out. We saw several drivers lose the back end, and that just puts you on the back foot for the second sector of this racetrack.
And they just navigated the downhill section turn down. So here we are in the front with Bobagito. Jorge still running in P2 with Wid in P3.
Oh my God!
Oh, and Jorge has spun out. Wid's going to drive right by, put him into P2.
Goodness me.
Wow.
Exactly.
We were right on time there. PK, what happens here?
What we were talking about, pushing too hard. Like, it is dry, but in this track, you want to use the curbs. Those curbs are going to be wet. Now watch here. Gets wet there. You see the spike, and he unsettles the car, and then trying to get on the throttle on the paint. It's just too slippery out there. Just too slippery, and unfortunate.
Goodness.
But still maintaining P3.
There you go. Yeah, with a pretty good gap between him and left to pass you right now. So you got to feel pretty comfortable about that if you're Jorge right now.
And with only 6 laps to go.
Unfortunately for Wid.
Yeah,
unfortunately for Wid, he does not have a running mate now to help him catch up to Bobagito, who has been losing a little bit of time if you look at that delta to Wid right now.
We'll keep coming back to that to check the delta, see if we have any more action on track.
And it looks like the remainder of the pack is starting to get a little bit comfortable. Oh, here we go. Here's a little bit of challenge as Jersey is still right on to hovercraft. We've seen these two gain and lose a little bit of time both sides. It really looks like hovercraft has got himself a good exit to a couple turns that he's been able to keep Jersey at bay so far through the last couple laps. Let's see if he's able to maintain that as they come into this last section of the track, getting ready for the straight.
It's getting chaotic. This is something.
Nice exit by Jersey.
Indeed. He's going to
Here he goes. He's going to look inside. And that could be tough because he's going to have to take that paint we talked about. Hovercraft, I
Yep.
think, let him have that to make sure that there wasn't too much a problem. But very nicely done by Jersey, putting himself in a position to take the inside line there on turn 1.
Yeah, it was looking pretty tight there. Because I see Hovercraft could have gone a bit wider, but he was trying to hope to force Jersey into a mishap with the wet line to the right. But credit to Jersey, he got it done safely.
He did, and Jersey,
Yeah, very well
Jersey
done
is on
there,
the
and-
on the mediums compared to the other on the hards. We did have a slight tire.
That's right. Yeah.
Okay.
That'll make a big difference, especially in some of those sections like that. So
Less than 2
you know,
seconds
But
from the top 2.
yeah, that's about where it was when we last left them. So Bobagito still able to maintain a steady gap. Going to be a tough challenge for Wid.
Wid
Yeah,
is starting to
'cause-
run out of time, so let's see if he's able to keep his composure and not do what we saw unfortunately happen to Jorge and push too hard.
Something
We get
happened
a
here because
replay here
he
with
lost about
Bobagito.
3/10, so just not the best exit.
I wonder
Compared
if it's
to Wid.
because he's got TC on.
Oh,
Because Team Boba has had TC on and Wid didn't.
Wid does not.
yep, you're right. Because he just, Wid, that was 5/10 there that he's just closed up.
It absolutely is, and you know, Wid is either listening into us or using the force, knowing exactly when it is time to start pushing a little bit more. We know Wid very well. He's a very good driver with a high racing IQ, so he knows exactly what his plan is when he comes into these races. And here we go.
Because at this
As you
stage
see,
of
it
the
looks
race.
like
Yeah, go ahead.
I was just going to say, it looks like Bobagito is losing, I don't know, a couple tenths every lap here. So Wid's got a very good line. That meant, Mr. Casual, I think you called it out. That might be what the difference is, whether it be the wild ride with Wid trying to get power down, but able to hold it in. But the difference being that traction control between the two, where, you know, if Wid's able to manage that, it's going to give him certainly more power.
Yeah,
If he can get it down. Wow.
Yeah. Because I was going to make the comment that at this stage of the race, it's about consistency. You don't need to be the quickest, but can your slower laps be quicker than your opponent's slower laps?
Yeah, Mr. Casual, to that exact point, he's going to have to, he's going to be forced onto potentially a wet corner or apex if he's going to make an aggressive move to try to get past or caught up to, really, Bobagito. Without having traction control, that could prove to be very, very costly.
Yeah, because Boba's playing it safe, as we ride on board with Jorge. Yeah, you have seen over the course of time that Jorge, as quick as he is, he does come down to earth whenever rain is involved.
Yeah, and it looks like, look at Left to Pass You, who is still on that intermediate compound with the Truth Serum in tow. The Truth is absolutely going to be able to get by him in this scenario for that P5 position. Those intermediates are done for at this point in the race.
Yeah, they're screaming at this point.
Yeah, and take a look at this as we see Truth eyeing up that opening. Taking this turn nice and easy, but he didn't even really have to do too much.
No.
As those intermediates just couldn't keep his line. Left to pass you.
Something must have happened to McNaughty because he is all the way back in P10.
No, we didn't catch that either.
He had been up in that battle with the Truth and those guys, and Hovercraft back in P12. Go back on board on
back
the
up to the front
lap. Let's go.
With about a half-second gap between Wid and our leader in Bobagito. Guys, what do you think? Is Wid going to go ahead and put some pressure on Bob here?
I mean, I'm pulling for Wid because he's in the Lancer, but I think he might be able to if he can get close enough.
I mean, he doesn't
Vito
have
is
much
strong
time.
with that one, so
He doesn't have much time here.
No, he doesn't. But to that point, Boba has been doing a very good job of, as Mr. Casual said, maintaining his consistency, running good laps, and he is just making sure he's staying out in front of Wid, not letting Wid get that opportunity to put any pressure on him.
Because yeah,
You
that's the
just see from
conundrum that
Bobajito's perspective, he's kicking up that water at Wid, which could also be a bit tricky depending upon how that's hindering Wid's vision.
yeah, because that's the conundrum that Wid's in. It's like he has to push and possibly have those moments just get up to a Boba.
Yeah, looking back through the field, you see it looks like McNaughty is close enough to put a little bit of pressure on Talon, so we might keep an eye on those two positions as the race starts to finish. There's STC in 11th. Hovercraft is currently back in 12th. Back up to the front, Bobajito with just under a half-second gap between him and Wid, and it looks like that is shrinking at the moment.
And a big thanks to
Wid
PHG
right to the bumper.
Oh, it's right there.
Here he is. He's going to look inside. Well,
looking.
that'll be outside for the next turn, so maybe not the best place to make a move. Really not a whole lot of great opportunities to the back half of this track to make a move happen, especially when you're driving very skilled players like Bobajito.
He's probably going to try to sell a dummy if he don't go for it outright here to try and force him. No?
It looks like he might be trying exactly what you said. He's looking, trying to hold that speed up. Let's see if he can position himself for a great exit.
Oh, man.
Not able to get the exit he wanted there on that final corner. And it looks like Bobajito is going to bring home the win here with Wid in P2. Jorge should be able to secure his third position today. And Shred coming around the corner here. Looks like he's going to do it with a little bit of style. Nicely done there, Shred. Please remember, don't do donuts at the finish line. So there is P5 through the True Serum. He's got a pretty comfortable lead between him and Jeffrey. Left to pass you, who have run those intermediates to the death. Talon in P8. Jersey with an unfortunate spin there and going to lose a couple positions to Ecstasy and McNaughty. Let's see if we can see what happens. Just a little bit wide. Was coming in hot there on left to pass you, wasn't he?
Evasive maneuvers.
Yeah.
I gotta say, that was really impressive. And yes, real quick, thank you, C-Dubs, for the $9.99. Great coverage, he says. Thank you, sir.
Thanks, C-Dubs. Always appreciate you. So we have our winner today, FAF Bobajito, for the victory. Mr. Casual, you want to run us through the classified results? Please take special note of the vehicle on the podium.
Yeah, so with the winner of the race, have Fat Bobajito in first, and then in the podium, we have F7R Wid in the Lancer, and then you have Jorge also in the Lancer, rounding out the podium. So that answers your question in my pronunciation of Jorge's name, C-Dubs. And then in fourth, we have a pair of Canadians. We have Shred. Then in fifth, we have the Truth Serum. Then in sixth, we have MVR's Jeffrey. Then in seventh, we have VIP's Left to Pass You. Let's see, eighth, we have Talon. And then in ninth, we have our other trio of Canadians, SSC. Then in 10th, you have McNaughty. In 11th, you have Hovercraft. And in 12th, we have fellow commentator, Jersey. And then last but not least, you have Moose in 13th.
Unfortunate DNF from Moose.
And I didn't see when Moose ended up having that engine failure, unfortunately, but
Mm,
wow, that was a fantastic race by these guys. I personally expect to be a little bit closer, but Red Bull does kind of
yeah.
sometimes separate the pack a little bit like that. Mr. Casual, do you have a driver of the split for today?
Oh, let's see. Driver, I guess. Who? I guess between the two, I guess I'll go with our race winner, Boba.
Yeah.
Because it's like regard it wasn't someone like Jorge, but Wid is definitely one of those type of drivers. It's like you see them in your mirror, you're starting to sweat bullets, and you're like, oh. But yeah, I'm gonna have to go with Boba because it's like sure people tell you to drive your own race, but it's like when you get certain people behind you, not that you think they'll kill you, but it's like, oh no, it's like this guy is really quick. So credit to Boba for sticking to his race, and even though he was losing some time running TC, it helped him be at least more consistent.
Yeah, I was gonna add, he did that with traction
Yep.
control when the guy behind him didn't. So, Wid we saw certainly had the pace to try and close the gap, but he just didn't have the opportunity to get himself into P1. TKs, how about you? Driver of the split for today?
Man, that's. I mean, I think Bobajito is the is the best choice, but we need to pick some other guys. I'm always a fan of people who move up the grid versus move back on the grid. So I'm going to go with Jorge Sr., who went from P4 and made his way onto the podium in P3, even after having that insane crash out, still able to maintain P3. I'm going to say Jorge Sr.
Yeah, and don't forget the pit strategy that he worked. I mean, we
Hmm.
saw him get in and out of that first pit stop really, really fast, giving him a really good track position after those first set of pit stops had happened. So hard to argue with both of those. I am
Mm,
going to throw Wid's name here into the mix. Kind of the opposite thought of what Mr. Casual was saying. He really, I always talk about giving yourself a chance to win, and he did that. The stars didn't align. He didn't quite get an opportunity to work his way past Bobajito. But way to make it a close race there in the last few laps. Keep it exciting. He had the positioning, just not the opportunity.
oh yeah,
So I'm
don't
gonna say Wid being my
don't
driver of
forget,
the race.
Wid had that 3 second
Hmm.
pit lane pin. So
Coming out of the pits
Yeah,
as
that's
well.
absolutely true.
I'm also going to throw Shred in there. Shred started P3. He started on the hards. He was one of the few
mhm,
drivers to go to the inters. He just did something different. He only
The
lost one
anti
position.
meta.
Yeah, it was cool to see. So the poll's up right now, y'all. We are going to take a quick break, about 5 minutes, and then we got split three coming at you next. So if you need to use the potty, get a snack, refill your beverage, please do so. Again, please be sure to hit that like and subscribe button, and we will be back in a little bit.
I don't know why, but the skies always break every time Shaggy sets the stakes. He lines up the lobbies, the cars all shine, but here comes a storm right on time. Oh, Rainmaker, why you gotta pour? We just want the track dry, nothing more. Every race, we're splashing through the lane. Shaggy, my friend, you're bringing the rain. turns get wild. I'm hydroplaning, losing my style. We ask for the sun, a clear blue sky, but puddles keep falling, and I don't know why. Maybe it's luck, maybe it's fate, or maybe Shaggy's laughing at our state. Oh, Rainmaker, why you gotta pour? We just want the track dry, nothing more. Every race, we're splashing through the lane. Shaggy, my friend, you're bringing the I see him grinning behind the wheel. He loves the chaos, that's his deal. But one day soon we'll outsmart the skies and leave the Rainmaker high and dry. Oh, Rainmaker, why you gotta pour? We just want the track dry, nothing more. Every race, we're splashing through the lane. Shaggy, my friend, you're bringing the rain. Oh. I don't know why, but the skies always break every time Shaggy sets the stakes. He lines up the lobbies, the cars all shine, but here comes a storm right on time. Oh, Rainmaker, why you gotta pour? We just want the track dry, nothing more. Every race, we're splashing through the lane. Shaggy, my friend, you're bringing the rain. The tires are slipping, the turns get wild. I'm hydroplaning, losing my style. We ask for the sun, a clear blue sky, but puddles keep falling, and I don't know why. Maybe it's luck, maybe it's fate, or maybe Shaggy's laughing at our state. Oh, Rainmaker, why you gotta pour? We just want the track dry, nothing more. Every race, we're splashing through the lane. Shaggy, my friend, you're bringing the rain. I see him grinning behind
And welcome back, everyone, to the PHG World Series here at the Red Bull Ring. First and foremost, congratulations. Bo Bagito ran away with that last race as well as the pole. So Bo Bagito has won that pole. Really good job by him tonight and came out to put his foot down for tonight's round. Um, First of all, before we get back into the racing, we want to thank our sponsors, VXD VXF, VX,
Yeah.
the
D.
graphics
There we go.
company. Yeah, Dibbit.
It's on the screen.
As you see the graphics going through our stuff this season, they've done awesome job hooking us up. 4D Racewear, big shout out to those guys. Really some awesome gear. You can catch Sal and Papa sporting some of their jerseys that are super cool. A lot of guys have won some of the gloves through the SJS Joker series, so also check that out. Mist Chronicles, a big shout out to you as well. In TK's, and I forget, Lithograph Comics,
There it
of
is.
course. Litho out there. Make sure and stop by and check him out on Instagram. Um, we're gearing up for another round. That was just one of two. We've got a whole nother set of drivers that are ready to go. Mr. Casual, tell us what these drivers and you are going to be up against.
So, if you're just joining us, welcome. But if you needed to know where we're at the Red Bull Ring, and we're going around for 30 laps. And tire wear is at ×3 with the racing hours required. Fuel is also at ×3. Fueling at 3 liters a second, and the cars of choice is the Group 3 Lancer or WRX.
Subaru, Subaru, Subaru. And as TK flips the graphics there, you will see that we have the Lancer and the WRX.
Mhm,
Again, I'm just shocked that the majority of the people went with the WRX. As you saw in our first split, it was a
mhm,
WRX followed by two Lancers. So they were not far off that WRX
mhm.
pace. There is a very equal balance between these cars. And as we've talked through the beginning portion of the stream, it really almost comes down to personal preference and which one you feel the most comfortable in. With the wet conditions, you're going to want to have the car you feel the most sturdy in. Do you agree, Mr. Casual?
Yeah, I think it's like I've because I did a fair bit of testing in both cars. I always felt like the WRX, while feeling like the quicker car, it was also a bit loosey goosey, whereas the Lancer felt like not that much slower, but it felt a bit safer. So it's kind of like about an even mix between the two.
Yeah, in TK's, as you switch over to the split graphics here,
Hmm.
split three's absolutely loaded
Oh
today.
my
Am I wrong?
goodness. No, you are far from wrong. I mean, these are typically split two, even some split one drivers we're seeing in here. We see
Mhm,
some NRL winners in here as well, and some Joker Series winners. I'll take you through who we got. So, just for those who don't know, all these drivers qualify during the week under equal conditions, and their qualifying time puts them in their split. We did, however, have some drivers who needed to swap days, so we do have some split two drivers and split three and vice versa. But overall, the
mhm.
times were very close. So, first off, we have KP Wilcox. Looks like he will be rocking the Lancer. Am I looking at that correct? It looks like the
I
I
think
Lancer,
believe
you are.
so.
yes.
Mhm.
Then we have PHG
Yeah.
Rowdy. Hopefully, he does not rage quit. Also in the
Mhm.
Lancer, we have NVR's Slow K67 in the Subaru. B. Paps in the Lancer, Steven Sills in the Subaru, PHG's Josh Moment in the Lancer, Leo Las Vegas, PHG in the Lancer, Corridor in the WRX, PHG K Dope in the WRX, Saint in the WRX, Jason Dang It, part of the
Mhm.
FAF crew in the WRX, PHG Pyro, who I do know is under the weather. But he is ready to race. PHG Pyro in the WRX. And then we have the proprietor. I do know he's streaming right now, so go over there, give him a like if you haven't done so already. PHG Papa in the Lancer. And then we have another NVR driver, Crew Lob, rounding out the field in the Lancer. Or is that a W? No, that's a WRX. Man, it's hard to tell from those graphics. But yes, a good
It
lineup
really
of
is.
drivers.
So I figured out the difference. If you look in their the back window, if it's just a clear piece of window and nothing part of that window, that's a Lancer. Whereas if you look at the
Oh, it
WRXs,
has that.
yeah, that's what I noticed.
That good eye, Casual. Good
Oh,
eye.
very good eye. Yeah, well done.
Hmm.
Look at you go. Now you just got to go out here and take notes as you get another
Yeah.
race worth of homework before you have to run tomorrow. Let's kind of really follow the same series of questions based on what we know. It didn't really seem like you had carnage necessarily in lap one.
Mhm.
But for these three drivers, how many of these guys do you think we're going to see having trouble getting their traction down, even in dry conditions?
I mean, you saw it a few times, like Talon, for example, had a bit of a moment at T2. So it's like the best of them can do it. So no one's exempt from those moments. But yeah, I think yeah, it'll be really depends on person to person because you got some that are incredibly quick in the dry, and then you got
Right.
those that are incredibly quick in the wet. Case in point, Jorge. You see how quick he is, and but like I mentioned before, it's like it seems to be the rain that tends to humble him.
It really is the great equalizer, as we say all the
Mhm.
time. Yeah. The T Case, what about you? What are you expecting here with those third split of drivers?
I mean, I'm looking at some guys that I just know how fast they are. KP Wilcox, Pyro, Josh, Corridor. I'm sure a
Yeah.
few of these other, but those guys really stand out to me. They also have A pluses next to their name. Oh, and so does Paps. So, I mean, you got some A plus drivers in here. It's going to be interesting. I think the rolling start definitely tones down the chaos, which is
Mhm.
good. But we saw it there. Where does the rain come compared to where you are on your lap? Is it worth
Right.
boxing before the rain? Because we saw, I believe it was Moose completely lose it. He was
Mhm.
kind of right there. Maybe he should have boxed one lap early and done a dry lap on the inters just to kind of save him that struggle there. But where these drivers are, where the rain kicks on, is going to be crucial. These cars seem very equal to me. I mean, it looked hard to overtake out there. Nobody really had the advantage on the straights. It was kind of who made the mistake on the corner exit, or who went too deep on the brakes is kind of what made it. So I think we'll see a lot of line astern, but some really good racing out there, and hopefully everybody's able to finish this race.
Mhm.
Yeah, absolutely, T Case. And I think you bring up a good point where, especially uh the last third of this track, there's not a whole lot of opportunity to make a pass if the guy in front of you is running the correct line. If he, loses a little bit of traction, gets off that line somehow. Really, I mean,
Mhm.
you're talking about the difference today's race could be your exit speed and how well you navigated that apex and getting out of that turn. So we really are kind of splitting hairs when you're talking about this group of drivers that we've seen even all the way through splits 1 and 4 with the PHG World Series here.
Yeah, you really do. And
Mhm.
if you think back on split one, it was almost a second between first and last. I believe last SSC was 1.1 seconds, but just ahead of him was only zero point 0.9 seconds off of the
Hmm.
leader there. So I expect to see another tight qualifying. We'll see if any drivers make any issues, but the drivers are getting out on track. So we'll switch over to that here. Uh, in just a moment as we see who is the first to get on track. It's going to be Corridor.
Okay.
Ooh, gotta catch them all.
Pokemon.
Oh, very nice. Gotta love that. What's your favorite Pokemon? Tell us in the chat.
Me
Hey, 2Ks, can we
personally.
do a poll real quick? I'm just
Oh.
kidding.
I can't spell all their names.
No, I couldn't
Yeah.
imagine. I would hammer that up bad.
Obajito with the $10. Thanks to the commentators for cursing Jorge and Wid. Couldn't have done it without you.
Loads.
You're welcome, Obajito.
Hey, happy to help, buddy.
Usually we're getting cursed at for that, but hey, we appreciate it.
The announcer's curse comes with the job. You just got to deal with it.
I was going to say slow-mo. My favorite has always been Zapdos.
Ooh, that's a great choice.
Zapdos. Okay.
You know, I was
I don't know. I struggle.
Go ahead.
Well, go ahead.
I was going to say, I was a big fan of the Game Boy games. The original Game Boy games.
I started with yellow.
I started with blue, and you got to choose between 3 Pokemon. You got Squirtle, you got Bulbasaur, and you got Charmander. And I was always a Squirtle.
Leo in the UPS vehicle, real quick. I'm sorry.
TK, look at what
delivering the mail.
Said.
Where is he?
In the chat. Oh my goodness. Tuzum says Zapdos
nuts. I see.
And then my favorite, I've always kind of struggled to pick one of 2. But Snorlax or Licky Tongue probably. I'm
nice.
older than you guys. I've only played Go. That's about all the Pokemon experience I've had.
And
I played a lot of it.
I'll make it quick. Fun fact between the legendary birds Articuno, Zapdos, and Moltres, the last portion of their names reference uno, dos, tres, which is 1, 2, 3 in Spanish. So Articuno,
uno, very cool.
Zapdos, dos, and then Moltres, tres.
That makes sense.
Nicely done. Okay. That's a nice little bit of information I never would have known. So.
Yeah, I forget where I learned that, but that was something I didn't know. And then I was like, it's one of those, it's so in your face you don't even see it.
And we're watching these guys as they are working on their first hot lap out here. I don't know if you guys caught that, but somebody did jump into the pits already.
Okay. All right.
It looks like they're doing a pretty good job maintaining control of the vehicles in this nice, sunny, and dry condition thus far.
Yeah. Oh, hope so. Oh, Pyro.
And here come the times. So you see the 138.39 for Corridor right now, putting him in P1.
I wonder forget, or
Jason
is
Dangett
Wilcox in this one?
Wilcox was the one, I believe, who went into the pits.
Okay.
Jump on board with the mailman for a minute. Oh, no, we're moving over to...
Yeah, Wilcox was the one
PP
who went
Wilcox.
into the pits.
Yep. So he's got a fresh set of... Are those hard?
On there? Nope. No, yeah, those are hearts. Wait a minute. What you doing there, Wilcox? Maybe he's just getting a little extra practice. Little extra practice on the hearts.
Okay.
Okay.
Putting a couple... All right. We see you out there, KP.
You know, that was something I thought about doing for split qualifying. I wonder where I would be if I tried to qualify on the hard tire.
Well, Corridor is not doing the hard compound. He is on the mediums.
Going into the pits.
Josh stays out.
Josh staying out. Running the Subaru there, as you see. Subaru. I know we're not supposed to play favorites, but I never get to cheer for Subaru.
Oh, by the way, Jeffrey,
Josh put himself up into 1. I'm sorry, casual, but 130.
I was just saying.
GT7 there, right above Corridor in the pits. Go ahead.
Yeah, I imagine they'll go quicker, but Jeffrey was saying his favorite Pokemon is Mewtwo, and I was going to say it wasn't until I think Pokemon Let's Go, Pikachu, that I eventually got a Mew.
Oh, that's hard to do.
Ah,
I
very
never
cool.
had Mew. Oh, fun fact, in the early days, if you actually went to like the TCG events, I think if you did like well enough, they would give you basically a code that would give you a Mew back in the day. Oh, easy there, Josh.
Yeah, Josh having a little bit of trouble there. No problem, though. We are still in the qualifying portion here as these guys are trying to find their starting grid positions.
Sounds like a personal problem, Talon.
And you see Pyro has got himself in a position where he is purple through the first two sections of the track. A couple turns to navigate and could put himself up into the P1 position.
All right.
See how he gets out of this last turn.
Pyro.
Looks like that was quite smooth.
Woo!
Will he be able to?
And it was.
He does. So it's going to put him up at the top of the podium there so far. I shouldn't say podium, but the starting grid with a 30.4. Here comes CPAP. So I think you're starting to get some tires in the nice warm position. You see the leaderboard changing up just a little bit here on our fifth lap of qualifying. Mr. Casual, what are you thinking about pitting for tomorrow?
I've for pitting, I've kind of gone back and forth between lap 3 or 2. It's like, it just kind of depends on the vibe I'm getting from the car. So maybe I might go lap 3 or lap 2. It's like just really kind of depends on if I feel like I got any rhythm going.
And B Paps ended up taking that pole position with a 130.380.
Look at there. As we ride on board with the proprietor himself, PHG Papa.
He's already got a 30.
Screaming. Yeah, he's got him 30.
These times are tight.
That's good to see. Yeah, it's good to see that he's getting into the 30s. Because I know an earlier portion of the week he was struggling.
It's only down marginally. You can really make it up in these final 2 turns.
All right. Let's see if this is an improvement.
Papa is in that Lancer.
30. No, not quite.
Paps improves, though, even
And
further.
30.2.
Jason, dang it.
And Jason. Yeah.
Curious where Corridor's at. So Corridor had just come across the line. He's not improved.
And it looks like Corridor's got a pretty fresh set of tire on. So maybe this is the lap he's trying to put in as a banker. I mean, he's got a banker, let's be honest. As you see Krulov up ahead of him in P6. If I remember correctly, Krulov's had a couple tough races with some unfortunate incidences that have really, as I know, Slow-Mo's curse is strong today, ladies and gentlemen. Let's have a look at what happened to Krulov. He's coming down the straight here, heavy brakes. Got it slowed down. He is in the Subaru, and yeah, that's the spot. You know, if you can't get that power down nice and smooth, you're in deep trouble right there.
Yeah, going to have to start calling T2 the money turn.
Oh, there you go. You gotta hit that money turn just right. So here we look on board with Corridor, who is trying to improve on his current P7 grid starting position. See if he can get himself moved up a little bit. Again, TK's like you mentioned, with it being a rolling start, it's a little bit less elbows out in the couple first turns, but it changes very quickly.
Let's see, we got 2 people in the 0.4s, and we got 3 currently in the 0.5s.
Josh going purple. It looks like this will most likely be the final lap for everyone. Maybe those last 2 drivers about to cross the line, it might be their end here, but everybody else on the track should be getting this final lap.
Yep.
It looks like Papa has gone ahead and gone into the pit,
Okay.
He's happy with what he's done there. He's going to go out and run his
Yeah.
race today.
Yeah, knowing him, I was like, as long as I'm pretty sure he's happy enough if he can at least get in the 30s. So Josh isn't purple, but he's still up.
Lost a
Okay,
bit,
so
a
maybe
little
lost
bit
a
of time
little
in that
bit
middle
there.
sector.
Yep.
Easy to do.
Mm-hmm.
Let me see. The final lap marker is up corner, top left corner there. It is official. This will be the driver's last opportunity to improve.
Ooh.
Thought I saw a shift. Here we go. There's Josh
33.
jumping up into P2. Let's see what else changes here as you look down a little bit. K-Dub is
That's
currently in ninth.
improved to a 0.1.
Saint in P12 right now.
Let's see if he improves. He does not.
Not able to improve there.
Then slow K. Nope. Nope. And Steven does improve.
Oh, he was able to put a little jump in there. Yeah, with a 130.902. Well done.
Very nice.
Yeah, I got a
good
tight
mix up
grid.
there.
Yeah.
It really is. That's a solid group there. And those guys did a lot of leapfrogging as we watched through the qualifying section. Golly, look at this. Look at this group here. And let me talk you guys through it. So currently in our starting grid, we've got B. Paps, the Canadian. He is in that Lancer. He's going to be starting in the P1 position. P2 is going to be PHG, Josh Moment, driving the WRX. Really, if you look there, it's just a whole list of WRX besides Paps right now. PHG Pyro in P3, Jason Dangit, Team FAF in P4, Corridor starting in P5, Slow K starting in P6, NDR Krulub starting in P7, Steven Sills starting in P8. Oh, there's another Lancer. So Papa in the Lancer in P9. K-Dub back to the Subaru. Excuse me. Team Lancer again with Leo in P11, Saint in P12, and KP Wilcox both in the Subarus. And we saw KP Wilcox was running on the hards. He didn't even actually put up a qualifying lap there.
KP, I believe he is one of the drivers who had to drop down a split. So I imagine he is going to go for a last to first or maybe a podium. It'll be interesting to see.
That could be exciting. We'll have to see if KP Wilcox is able to pull off something incredible here and do a last to first, not even putting up a qualifying time. We have seen it once before in the PHG World Series, so it's not out of the ordinary for those things to happen. Is that what you're predicting, TKs?
If some of these other drivers weren't in here, yes. But there's a few drivers in here that I think they're going to make. If he does it, it's not going to be easy. Let's put it that way.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, we saw Paps. I mean, he put in an incredible time. Josh, not too far off of it. Pyro, Jason Dangit. I mean, these are all top-notch guys, proven winners, and it won't be easy. So, yeah, I'm more curious where we see that hard medium split. Anybody up front going to try to do what Shred did? Yeah, I'm excited to see this one.
Yeah. What about you, Mr. Casual? I mean, what do you think the big variable in this is going to be? Is it when the rain hits? Is it how they manage their pits? What do you think the difference maker for these guys is going to be in this next split?
I think I was like everyone's probably pretty used to the I would imagine the medium tires having to do split qualifying earlier in the week. It's just I think besides the obvious rain differentiator, I think it'll depend on what's your pace like on the hards compared to others. Because if you're fast on the mediums, but you're like almost we'll just say rubbish on the hards, it's like you might be quick on the quicker compound, but you may actually end up losing out if you're that much slower on the slower compound. So I think it might be the hard that will show who's good at it and who needs a bit more practice.
Mm.
Yeah, I don't disagree. I think we saw in that first race, even on the medium runners, there were some of them that were having trouble getting power down, and I think
Mm,
you're it's so hard to predict when it happens to you. I just,
mm,
you always feel like you got it under control until all of a sudden you don't. It can change so quickly. I've said it before in the broadcast that Subaru can get unsettled quick, and it spins so quick. It's from all of a sudden you're looking at the wrong direction, and headlights are
mhm.
coming at you, and they're like, what happened? Well, you know what happened. But I think you could see some more of that. We'll see if these guys are able to manage it. And again, TK's, how exciting was that as the rain started coming down, watching some of those guys. They did a great job.
Yeah.
I mean, it's always so impressive to watch those guys. Moose was slipping and sliding all over the place, but got it in where he needed to be. So we'll see if that's going to happen again here in split three. I expected to be honest with you. And
Mm,
TK, do you have an update there from our track stewards?
They are still getting everything ready. Looks like they will be starting soon. Big thanks to Mr. Josh Moment for the 199. Hi, Josh. Good luck to you, sir. It's going to be a tight one. Drivers are making their way to the grid, so we're going to switch over here shortly and see
okay.
what it is. As
And
the
TCase, while you're getting set up with that, don't forget if you're enjoying what you're watching, make sure and
Mm,
like and subscribe the stream there for TCase. He runs some very good races on
oh, here we
Tuesdays. You
go.
should stop by and check those out. Watch and or join in, both recommended options.
yes,
Hmm.
And we
please.
got the drivers on track. They're getting ready to run our second of two races. This is our third split for the Red Bull week here at PHG World Series.
Uh,
And Beef Apps gets a good start out there. He's going to
see,
go
he's
ahead and
on
push
medium.
himself in. He is on that medium compound, and he's going to push himself through turn one. Look at Josh Moment almost immediately being able to put some pressure on him just as they come out of that turn. And Josh is looking to the
Yeah.
outside as they go into
Okay.
that turn two. You see also behind him cars looking inside and outside of each other, trying to see if there's going to
They're
be
both on
room.
mediums.
They are
Okay.
both. Josh able to take that outside line there, which really pays out to his advantage.
Mhm.
Able to get that move almost completed. It's going to give him the inside look as he comes
Oh,
around this little faint turn. Oh,
oh.
sorry, that's the outside that is that one.
Wow.
I think he's short shifting a
Yeah.
little bit. Apps.
Kind of controlling that lead, not giving it up at all, and maintaining the pace. It looks like everybody's been fairly clean.
Yeah.
A couple drivers in the background, I think, had an incident there. As Pyro, oh my goodness,
Pyro runs a little wide. Oh, a little contact even, I think, as he was trying to get back
Yeah.
into the line.
great save here.
Okay.
Look at Josh and
Brown.
B Paths just really putting pressure on each other right off the bat.
All right, now that this is, I'm going to go back a little bit. I want to take a look at this here.
Yeah, thank you. I was trying to kind of keep up with what happened.
Yeah.
TJ's, tell me what yours.
Looked like he kind of turned in a bit early there.
A little bit early.
Josh into the pass, but no harm, no foul.
Yeah, it looked good, and you can see Josh being on the outside here. He is ahead, but it is so hard to overtake her on the outside, especially on cold tires. Both drivers on the mediums, and great.
And you don't want to
driving
get
start
forced
this
into the
race.
litter there either, right?
Oh,
Right.
but we did
Oh,
just see
B Paths
something.
see if you can catch. I don't know if we got back in time.
He is in the
Here we go.
lead. What happened here from Paps? Is he just too late on
Coming
the
into
brakes?
turn
Did he get
two.
loose?
Just gets on the throttle. We've
Yeah.
seen it
Yes.
time and time again. Oh, that is unfortunate to see.
Yeah.
It is. That's exactly what I was talking about as you're coming around that turn two spot, being able to get the power down, doing it in a smooth way. So taking a look at our grid, you've currently got Josh Moment in P1, Jason Dangit running in P2, Corridor in P3, Pyro in 4, The Slow K has got himself in P5. Papa up the grid so far and got into a P6 position with B Paps finding his way into the 7th spot right now.
Corridor
Looking down
and
below that,
Papa
you
are
got
on the
Kulub and
hards.
8. Oh,
Sorry. Corridor and Papa are on the
oh, we
hards.
hadn't really gone through and looked at tires. Yeah, and so there's Paps who's going to try and go ahead and get around Papa. And taking that inside line for turn 1, no problem. Papa knows that. Oh no! Get that camera off, Papa. Get it. There you go. Get that camera off, Papa. Watch somebody else for a second.
See him on the outside here, and just, I mean, yeah.
Oh,
Just getting
Kulub
on
might
the
have given him a
throttle.
little.
Yeah, I don't think that was
Kulub
enough to
was right there. I don't know if
unsettle
there
his
was
car.
contact.
Yeah, and look for
Yeah,
just
that's factual.
getting onto the throttle too quickly. So Corridor on the hards, Paps on the mediums, KP
Paps
on
with
the
a halfer.
hards. And KP, starting from last, already up to 7th on the hards.
7.
A-Dub
Yeah,
hards.
that's the one I think you got to watch.
Leo hards.
The mailman
Steven hards. Saint
with
hards.
the penalty.
Or Saint's on medium.
Good timing. Look at Saint. Saint put the pressure on Steven as he knows he's going to be serving that penalty here shortly. So he's trying to make sure he keeps himself close, take full advantage of that penalty, and try to get himself up into P10. As we saw, positions are very difficult to come by here on this track. The way that as tight as this racing really is, and there's not a whole lot of places we've talked about earlier to make passes as you're looking at this back section of the track. Papa up ahead of Kulub right now. Well, so possible Kulub gave that spot back. You never know. We didn't quite see what happened. There is your current leader with Josh Moment, Jason Dangan in P2, and they're about a second off each other. Pyro's not too far off the lead really either, as you see that delta changing. P4 Slow K trying to keep himself in the running for an opportunity to win or get himself a podium. And KP Wilcox, we missed something, has got himself up in a P6 in case. So he got by P-Paps maybe?
Oh, yeah, it must have been into turn 2. Just missed it.
Yeah. All right.
A man on a mission. We'll kind of take a look at his inputs here. We can see how he's steering the car. Going purple. On the hards, moving up the field like this is very impressive.
Yeah, that's actually kind of scary if you think about it, because not only is he moving up the field like this on the hards, when they go to the other compound, he's going to have an advantage on some of those
because like
guys
Josh,
that are on the mediums.
Yeah, like Josh is one of those on the mediums, and Wilcox at the end is going to be on the faster compound.
And here he goes, putting a move on Corridor, later to the brakes. Really nicely done on the apex, and my golly, just making it look so easy, even though you know for a fact that was not.
Late on the brakes.
Oh.
Wow.
And look at the cars, unsettled, able to get it straightened out, moving forward, no problem. God, so smooth. It's like watching somebody paint art when guys are that good.
I really love Bob Ross's YouTube channel. They'll just do live streams, and it's just playing episodes of Bob Ross over, and there's a chat.
So,
you can talk. It's fantastic.
That sounds fantastic. Not only do I own every Bob Ross DVD,
Hell yeah.
we watch his Samsung channel.
Okay, yeah.
They got a Samsung channel of Bob Ross. It's fantastic. So, yeah, good call on that. I will have to check out the YouTube. That's a little bit of crowd interaction. Sounds like fun.
Yeah, I'll put that on while I'm working, and not even pay attention to what he's painting. Just listening to that man talk is fantastic.
It is. And here you see Pyro trying to close a little bit of space between him and Dang It, down to under 0.2 of a second. It looks like the pressure is on, and Pyro's trying to get himself up into a different position, out of that P3 into the P2 position, taking it away from Jason. But he's got a little bit of work to do. Let's see if he can make some room.
He did set the fastest lap on that last lap with a 1:30.7, so he is moving on those medium tires.
Yeah, and they're going to have to go if they know KP back there hunting them down on the hard. Sorry, Mr. Casual.
Yeah, it's like, I wonder if they're thinking about Wilcox at all yet, because if they fight too much, that's going to only help Wilcox out.
It certainly will, and I thought for a second you were going to see Pyro make a move on Dang It. Didn't end up playing out as we were kind of hopeful it would. But here we go, a little bit of patience, keeping Pyro in the mix. He has not let Dang It off the hook, and making sure, as you guys were both talking about earlier on in the broadcast, making sure to make your car known to the driver in front of you. Make him see you in every mirror sometimes. It's like, man, that guy's here, he's there, he's everywhere. That can really mess with you when you're in front, can it, Mr. Casual?
Yeah, it's kind of like he's not doing anything like that he doesn't normally do. It's just like you're aware of the name. It's like, and then you're like, oh boy.
Looks like
and B Pap's gone and put up the fastest lap. Here he goes, TKs. So that is going to give him the inside line here on turn 2. But to be honest with you, sometimes can be a little bit of a slower line because you got to be a little bit more cautious getting that power down. Pyro cuts that line wide, able to keep his or get himself.
I thought that was a really good overtake. Pyro did a good job. I don't think
get himself into that position.
He didn't do anything wrong. There was contact, but Pyro had the right of way. And that's a textbook overtake. Had he gone a little more inside, that would have allowed the switchback, which was what Jason was trying to do, and that's why there was a little bit of contact. He was trying to cut that back and get on the gas a little bit quicker. But well done to Pyro moving up to P2.
Yeah, that was nicely done, Pyro, man. Setting it up. We watched him kind of prepare for that, and he was really able to execute a nice pass there. Looking back, you see P4 with Slow K, who's trying to capitalize as well on maybe Jason Dang It being a little bit off of his pace at the moment. Seems to be losing a few positions. Correct me if I'm wrong, TK. Is Dang It on the medium?
Yes, Dang It on the medium. So
he is.
Slow,
okay.
Yeah. Correct me if I'm wrong. Is this Slow K's first appearance? I know we've had a few NVR drivers, but I do not remember Slow K.
No, I think Slow K was last week.
Okay, I did miss Saturday.
Because I think that's Jixer.
Oh, okay, that makes more sense. Yeah. I do remember him saying his name was going to be easier to say. And look
a nicely done job by Slow K to get it back pointed straight, as it looked like he could have gotten a little bit slippery. KP Wilcox looks like he's moved his way up into P5 right now, and he's got B Pabst, who just seems to be following him. Both of these guys could be making a run up towards the back of the field. Pabst is on the medium where KP's on the hard, so that's also something that will play out interesting as we get to the end of this race. Boy, I tell you what, if I'm on track, I'd be a little bit worried if I knew that KP had started on the hards and was able to get himself up to P5.
Do you guys, when did we start seeing rain roughly? Do y'all remember?
It was definitely after lap 10, but it was
I thought it was 9 or 10, maybe after. Anybody in the chat, can you tell us when rain hit?
Starting to get that haze out there.
TK's to that point. I remember first, before the rain came, you guys discussed just that. You said, it's starting to look a little hazy, and the skies were still kind of blue, and there wasn't too many laps after that. It got dark and started raining.
The back half of the field in split 1 pitted on lap 13.
Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome.
And as you see here, we're kind of with Crew Love. who is currently following Papa at the moment. Leo right up ahead of those two. NVR crew represented very well this season in the PHG World Series. They've done a very good job getting up in there and getting some races going. As you see, Crew Love trying to find some space to be able to get by Papa, and we all know Papa can be tough to pass. Papa runs a very straight line.
Looks like our P2 half a second to 3, 4, and there's KP and Paps there. So the battle for second is on. Josh Moment has a decent enough gap, almost 2 seconds.
Yeah.
And Josh has been really on a tear. I mean, we've seen him do very well in, anything he's in. I've seen him do well in the VHRL Joker series. Anything I'm broadcasting, if Josh Moment is in the lobby, I'm certainly keeping an eye on him. He is doing very well through recent history, for sure.
A lot of purple sector times we're seeing here. Oh, Pyro!
You see Pyro getting a little bit loose, not able to get that power down, and just slipping, losing a little bit of control. That is going to cost him dearly with positions.
We've seen it so many times.
Yeah.
Here you go. Turn 2, not smooth enough.
Once those tires start spinning, if you don't modulate the throttle, you see what happens.
Yeah, and Mr. Casual, I'll tell you, that can be the difference between an entry-level rig and a high-level rig, to where you're able to do that successfully. I speak from experience. I've tried. It doesn't always work, this thing. So I think the good equipment could make a big difference. And look, you see KP Wilcox has come up with a half-second penalty. He's going to step out of the way, but he did get himself up into P4 until he served that. Paps was able to make a move on him. But there is Pyro, even after the spin, only back in P6, Corridor in P7, with a little bit of room between him and the PHG K-Dub driver back in P8. And you see the field has split up a little bit. So, K-Dub on hard. Saints back there as a medium runner. You got Leo on hard. Papa was Papa hard as well?
Yeah,
Papa's on hard.
Crew Love on the mediums.
Crew Love is on the mediums. And then Steven on the hards. Okay.
Josh really pulling
there
that
you have your current leader, with a 3+ second gap over him, and Jason Dangett behind. Jason is going to be under pressure here from slow Paps and then also KP Wilcox. I would imagine it looks more hazy at this point. Guys, do you disagree?
I do not. It is definitely looking moist out there. They are in the Austrian hills. The hills are alive with the sound of rain and motors out there. This is one of those tracks. There's a few F1 races I would love to go internationally, and this is one of them. Josh opting to hop into the pits early. Okay. So I expect to see rain.
And the rest of the field has not followed suit on that just yet.
Yeah. Okay. I'll be curious to see if it works out or if it ends up finding him in the rear.
Has Josh gone in too early or is he taking the hard compound to get it out of the way and coming back into the pit with everybody else? I don't know.
That would be interesting to see. No, because running those enters to the end we saw just wasn't a good idea. A couple drivers did try that.
It's true.
So we'll see if these windshield wipers kick on, because the rain came quick.
I don't know who it is.
It was heavy when it
else
started.
is in the pits as well.
And you see Pyro's up to P5, Corridor, and P6, K-Dub. So that's right, Josh Moment in pit.
Saint in the
Papa
pits,
went
Leo.
in, Saint in, Leo
Okay.
in. Okay.
All right.
We
So here's
imagine.
lap 13.
Mhm.
Oh, I'm sorry, TKs, please.
Oh, I was just gonna say, we would imagine these guys go ahead and dive into the pits. Or are they far enough ahead they think they can get another lap? I still don't see any windshield wipers. And
not yet.
there's
No,
Dang
not
It.
yet.
They're slow. Yep, they're in the pits. All right. I don't know
Must
that
be on the way,
anybody's
then.
going to get caught out in this one like we saw in the previous race.
Well, I guess it depends if anybody stays out, right? These guys all
Yeah.
appear to be going in right now.
Mm-hmm.
Looking to see what Kulub is going to do. It
Oh.
looks like he is going to drive into the
Yeah.
pits.
And I saw
And as
windshield
well.
wipers.
Box, box, box. Oh, did you? I haven't seen windshield wipers.
Oh, maybe
just
they
yet.
had it mapped.
Ah.
That one. There it is. There's the
Oh.
rain. So Josh on
There
full
it goes.
wets. He had to do a full lap on those wets, which was not good. Steven going into the pits.
Mhm.
Here comes Papa on full wets, but he
Ah.
did get that pit lane penalty. Intermediates for
Mhm.
Saint and
Yep,
Leo
Saint
on the
intermediate.
full wet. So KP Wilcox out of the pits.
Okay.
KP in first place, y'all. How did that happen?
What? Yeah, what just happened, Leo?
KP,
Leo, get up there, buddy.
yeah.
Get up there.
KP,
How is? No, really. I mean,
he didn't take fuel. He did the Jorge. He didn't take fuel.
Oh.
okay.
He knows he has to
Okay.
and it looks like Pyro didn't really take fuel either. Pyro on the enters.
Okay.
Josh Moment, full wets all the
Interesting.
way up to P4. He took fuel. Jason Dang It on full wets. He took fuel. Slow on enters took full fuel.
All right.
Four-door enters took fuel. K-Dub wets maybe took a
Looks
splash.
like he took fuel as well, right?
Yeah.
Maybe.
Papa no fuel at all on the full wets. Saint took fuel, enters. Krulov took fuel, wets. Steven, no fuel, wets. Leo, fuel, wets. Interesting.
Yeah, I mean, after watching the last race, I feel like the intermediate could be a good play if you're able to maybe, crank up that traction control, run them
Yeah.
cautiously, keep your position. People don't seem to fight as much when it gets wet. So it might be a little bit easier to just kind of, pick up traction control and hold your line well and keep the guy behind you back there. Do you agree, Mr. Casual?
Yeah, with between the enters and wets, Josh has a little bit of a moment exiting T1, but handles it well enough. But yeah, it's like the enters are great when it's not full wet conditions. But when it becomes full wets and you're on enters, you're slipping and sliding like a snake. Whereas the wets, they're great on traction when it's full wets, but you start losing some pace out of them.
Right.
Once it gets below that R.
Yeah, and once they go bad, man, those dries or those full wets, on dry conditions, they can rip apart pretty quick on you, unfortunately. So you see, Papa's got himself currently in P9, and as Case had mentioned, he did not take fuel. So he will be adding a little bit of a splash next time he comes in.
Okay.
You look at Krulov working his way up to P10. He does have the inside for this turn. Let's see if he's able to manage that. As the two Subarus battle each other.
One on wets, one on enters.
Have a
See, that's what I was talking about the difference.
there you
between
go,
the
right
two.
there. Yeah. Yeah, take a ride along board here.
Oh,
Ooh.
had he touched that
But
grass, he
again,
would
no,
have been
not there. Oh, yes, it was a very good job to manage that slip and not get himself into too much trouble. As you look on board with KP Wilcox, who's got himself about a 5-second lead. He did take the wet compound, so he's not. I can't imagine he's going to push those tires too terribly far. And till he gets to the mediums. I don't know. I mean, Mr. Casual, how many laps do you think you're going to get out of the mediums here? Is it 10 or 12 maybe?
I mean, the tire wear isn't too bad, so it's like
Yeah.
you could probably go almost 20 laps on mediums. But yeah, obviously the rain won't allow that. So
Yeah, the rain said no. That's an interesting little addition that Shaggy made sure to notch in there to make this just a little bit more challenging. The Rainmaker had to wave his rainmaking hand. As you see, Josh Moment looks like he's going to try and eye up some room here around B Paps and taking the outside line there, able to keep his speed up and really make a nice move on B Pap. I would imagine this battle is not over before the end of the race. These guys are probably going to give each other some trouble here.
Because we're still in full wets conditions, so that benefits Josh.
Yep, Josh taking full advantage. Yeah, TK, I mean, what do you think? The outside line's not always the best path, but he certainly made it look good here, didn't he?
He did, especially in the wet. You do get that off the regular racing line. You do get a bit more grip. Also, him being on the full wets, B-Paps just couldn't get on the throttle like he would have wanted, being on the enters and being on the racing line there. So the racing line in the wet is slick.
Yeah, because I haven't said it at all for either race, but I keep trying to beat people over the head with get on the wet line. But some of them are more stubborn than a donkey.
So what, you want to get off the racing line onto the wet line?
Yes.
That then
because you can actually
break, it's going to let your tires be a little bit more cool, right?
Yeah. Well, there's so much rubber and grease and everything on the racing line that when the water hits the track, it pulls all that out. So it actually makes the normal racing line that you've been racing on more slick. And one thing you can do is actually turn on the driving line assist when it's really wet like this. Yeah. And you just kind of try to either stay to the left or the right of it.
You should drive away from it.
Exactly.
Pretty much.
Whatever that line says, don't do that.
There is a skill level involved. Depending on your skill level, it is still better to just stay on the standard racing line, just because that's how you know to drive, and you just need to be more careful. But for those drivers who are skilled enough, it is advantageous to use the alternate line.
Yeah, and you see Dang It, who's trying to close the gap a little bit between him and Pyro, maybe put himself in a position to make a move, get up one position closer to those 3 podium runners ahead of them. Honestly, kind of like the last race, these two are in a really precarious position where they probably should work together, and I can't imagine they will.
Let's see. Yeah, because we're on board with Pyro, and he's on inters. Jason's on the wets. So theoretically, Jason should still have more grip.
Yeah, and Jason's got the inside line here if he's able to outbrake Pyro even by just a fraction of a second. And it looks like he's going to be able to do that. So nicely done there by Jason Dang It to get himself up into the P4 position. That was smooth as silk.
That was very nice. No contact at all.
That's a good thing about the wets. Because like when you're in these conditions, it's safer. It's like, so if you want safety, you kind of want to go wets, honestly.
That's a very valid point, and it looks like that is paying off right now, especially for drivers who have chosen that wet compound, as we've seen them almost have no trouble getting by some of the intermediate drivers. There you take a look on board with K-Dub, who is on the wet compound, with Papa right behind him, also a wet compound driver. I think Crew Love back there was wet as well.
Yes.
Yeah, he certainly is.
So you're starting to dry out a little bit in places.
Come on, Leo.
Wow, KP, 7 seconds now.
So that lead was a little bit larger, if I remember correctly. Am I mistaking myself?
No, it's increased. It's increased.
Oh, okay.
By
So it
about
was
2
closer to 5. I'm
seconds.
sorry.
Okay.
And the rain appears to have maybe let up just a little bit. It looks like that rain gauge is down in the
Mhm.
middle section of the rain bar there. If you look down below the PHG logo, you'll see that rain gauge right next to the tire gauge. You should see BPAP currently in
Yeah.
P3. And he's got some space between himself and Josh Moman, as well as the next driver, Jason Dangett, who
Mhm.
would love to get himself up into a podium position, doing everything he can to try and close some ground on those drivers in front. And there is Pyro with Slow K, not far behind. Slow K on the intermediate. So now it really is down into intermediate territory. So do we see all those passes that we've just seen end up getting reversed as the wet drivers maybe push those tires too far?
We might see that because, yeah, we did see Pyro being on the full wets. He was just able to brake so much later into turn 2. It just really made a textbook pass. But now we should see a little bit of a fight back from Slow. But it's just so hard to overtake here. It really is challenging. You need to have quite a bit to get the job done. So we may see it, and then of course we got to think about who's going to be the first to get off their wet weather tires and into the slicks.
Yeah, and I think that's one thing we saw. Yeah, here you go, as the guys come off that racing line a little bit, trying to cool those tires down, take advantage of the water that is still out there. As you see that dry line starting to form, Pyro able to really close the gap, put some pressure here on Jason, and he has got Slow K not far behind him either, if I'm reading that correctly. So Pyro now looking to take back that position that he had to
Oh,
yield.
wow.
And there you go. Nicely done by Pyro, taking that inside line, which can sometimes be a little bit more tricky to get on the power.
We'll make sure he gets this
Getting
done.
by the wet runner.
Yeah.
We'll go back and look at it again. Looks like he has the move done.
Yeah, and T-Case, what do you think? I mean, it almost looked like he wasn't going to get it, and then kind of tucked in here.
Yeah, I think, well, Jason kind of went defensive, then decided not to. So that caused Pyro to wiggle a little bit, but then Pyro saw Jason just went a tiny bit too deep. Pyro was being cautious on the brakes early, and that just allowed him to get the better exit.
And you see Pyro is been able to put almost a full second in between him and
Josh.
Jason now. Josh in the pits. Yep.
He's going to be the one to brave it. So he will need to go onto the hards, I believe, because he started on the mediums.
Yes.
That is correct. Yes.
So it will be interesting to
As
see.
you see him dropping down the lineup just a little bit there, but that'll give him the undercut if he can manage that slick compound out in this what still appears to be a wet track. Let's watch and see if he's able to manage the pit lane exit that we saw cause some trouble in the previous race.
I would have had traction control on here. You saw how
already.
Deadly this is.
Nice and
Careful,
nice
Josh.
and cautious.
Careful.
It looks like he's being there. Well done.
There you go.
Very nice. He didn't go full throttle. He didn't worry about the other drivers around him on the track overtaking him. He has fallen back to P10, but it's going to be interesting. We're going to stay on him since he's the only one on the slicks. He's most likely to give us some entertainment.
Yeah, maybe.
But
But
now
he'll have to be careful.
he will. And look, he's got Papa ahead of him. He's not going to be able to overtake because there's only one line unless Papa goes ahead and gets out of the way. No, Papa's staying on the wet surface. No. Josh trying to get back around. There he goes. How about that?
Gets it done.
Yeah, you know, to your point, TK, so it looks like Papa is trying to keep those tires cool while he's still out there on that wet compound, and make sure that, you know, he can keep it in the water, which is exactly where he's at there. And, you know, I think he said, hey, if you can get by me, then that's fine. Here's where to do it.
Wow. That took skill right there.
That did, boy. And he is doing very well managing that slick compound out on a track that we can see through the meter. It still is holding a lot of water. hopefully he can stay off of those curbs there, because those things
Mhm.
are they're just they're evil bowls of water right now, aren't they?
Indeed. Kind of spread out a bit with
So
the
there
top
we have
three.
Pyro currently in P3. Yeah, a little bit of a spread, and Slow has not let off the pressure off of Jason. I mean, he has been very close to Jason for a long portion of this race. And
Mm,
you see Corridor back there in sixth with K-Dub in
yep.
seventh, Love currently in P8.
I did see one driver, whoever is in last place, Leo and Steven, both into the pits as well.
Steven was pretty low on fuel, and seeing that
Yeah.
Jeff Gordon livery has got going there. Here you take a look on board with Slow on that intermediate compound.
And Wilcox is in.
Wilcox coming off the wet compound now.
It looks like Jason is going to go into the pits. He had his turn signal on.
Yeah.
Locating not ready to do that just yet. Corridor also staying out, which makes sense being on the intermediate tires. They want to run them another lap or two probably. Oh, Corridor with a nice drift around turn one there. That was nicely done.
See how KP comes out of the pits here.
And
All the beans.
Ooh, a little swirly.
Oh, a little
that made
wiggle.
me nervous. Jason has his TC on. Smart man.
Yep.
Can't blame him.
All right, so where did that put Josh Moment? Josh Moment in P6. He was the first.
Yes.
And here he comes. He's got K-Dub ahead on the full wets. Can Josh get through here? This is going to be a real challenge. All these drivers are going to be slowing Josh down.
And Josh, as we see on that hard compound, not having any trouble managing.
Is he going
thus
to go
far.
for it?
Here he goes.
Oh,
no, not quite.
No, not quite.
He is going to have the inside here if he can keep
Stay
it
on the
straight.
inside there. Take that
Careful
couple
now.
inside, and that can work out to his advantage, as you see him doing.
Wow, that was really nice from
smooth
Josh.
move.
Yeah.
That was that. You don't see that very often. I like that. We're gonna just watch this from
No,
Josh's
yeah, watch
point
that
of view.
again. So you see that he's going to take advantage of this double left-hand turn that you're going to get in. He just stays right on that inside apex, and that just positions him to the next inside here. The K-Dub simply can't run the line he wants and has to yield. Really smooth driving, as you saw there.
Yeah, because Josh couldn't go to the inside anymore, and he's dying and taking K-Dub with him.
Yep. I mean, that was textbook right there. And did we have? Was that lap traffic I see here? Yes. We have lap traffic here. Steven Sills in front of Pyro. Blue flags are waving. Is Steven going to go into the pits? No, Steven is on the racing mediums. He is definitely holding up Pyro.
Steven's been in.
At the appropriate moment, he does need to concede the position once Pyro is close enough. Currently, it doesn't look like Pyro is close enough, but well, there you have it.
Oh,
that's
Steven,
where he went. I was
I
wondering,
didn't
I was
see
like,
where he
where'd
went.
Steven go?
What happened? So the blue flags are waving.
Pushed too hard. Yeah, started drifting on to the
just a little wide
wet
there.
stuff.
Easy to understand.
Easy to do. Yeah.
So that's Pyro into the pits to get off.
So
his
here is
centers.
Pyro coming in. Yeah, those intermediates. Yeah, they're about done. He needs a little fuel too. So.
Oh wow, yeah.
Low K may be able to leapfrog him there, as he does not need as much.
Yeah, I would imagine.
It should put Josh back
So looking
onto the podium.
And
third
Paps
currently.
and Corridor, they haven't been in yet. They're both on intermediates, right?
Yes, they will still have to pit, so that'll put
Enters.
Josh and KP back up into 1-2 positions.
So yeah, I think that's the place to watch right now. Can Josh hold off KP Wilcox?
Oh,
As
KP's
we know,
on the
KP is on
mediums.
medium compound.
I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
he took towards the very beginning
I mean,
and still was able to make his way up the field.
I want to root for Josh, but yeah.
Yeah. It's a
Sorry.
conflict of interest for TKs. It's like whether it's Wilcox or anyone else. It's like, well, I
never
got a
mind.
horse in both races. And it's like,
It's
So
like
it's like,
rooting
yeah, I
against
get it.
Tiger Woods when he was really good.
Right?
Yeah, I mean you can, but you know what. But we don't.
Yeah.
We don't. As we mentioned, the rain is always the great equalizer. So anything can and will happen in racing. You know, I say it all the time, but so many things have to go right, including you doing a very good job driving your vehicle in order to win a race. But it's not always in your control. There's so many other
Yeah.
things that have to go
That's-
just right for you. There's a lot
That's
of luck,
why.
right?
Yeah, that's why I often talk about you can know what you need to do, but after a certain point, you have to do it. Like you can know what you need to do all day long, but if you don't have the means to do it, then it doesn't matter.
That is absolutely true, Mr. Casual. And you know, P-Pap's currently holding our fastest lap. We're right on board with Leo running in P12. He's trying to gain up a little bit of ground and catch up to Papa there, who is in P11. Both of them are in the Lancers.
Yeah, deja vu for Steven. Just a different person.
A corridor.
Corridor still
Corridor
on the
said
inters.
you got to catch them all.
I did see in chat that someone congratulated Corridor in a practice lobby. That Corridor had apparently done a one-stopper, and he ended up winning in said practice lobby by like 24 seconds.
Oh my goodness.
Oh.
Steven again.
Yeah, we heard it.
Steven having some more trouble there. Getting himself into the wall. Case, what did he do
Well,
here?
he is on the mediums, and look, he just runs a bit wide, gets on the curb, and he gets to the full mediums on the curb. A little opposite lock there, and yeah, it happens. And it looks like Pap's in the pits.
Okay.
Is Corridor not going in?
No,
So
Corridor stays
hard,
out.
right?
Is he going for the one stop?
I thought Corridor started medium.
I don't remember.
I'm sure the chat can tell.
I can look at it.
It would seem he's going for the one stop. He's got enough fuel. Those tires are going to be hurting. He's got almost 5 seconds ahead of KP, who has gotten by Josh Moment. Yeah, Core started on the hards according to Radar.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm looking.
Wow, he's setting up for the one stopper.
Yeah, he was indeed on the hards at the beginning.
Wow. Look at and you know I love a good strategy battle. And this is a variety of them coming into play. You know, Corridor starting on the hards, one stopper. KP starting on the hards. Josh Moment started the mediums. P-Pap, I think, started the mediums. He's on the hards now, right?
Yes, he just came out of the pits. He's on his outlap. P-Pap's is. So he was real
yeah,
late.
there you go.
Because even though you're not as quick on being on the inters, it's like you don't have to worry about dying a quick death.
We've seen plenty of deaths. MDKs, if you will. Murder, death, kill.
And, you know, Slow K has done a good job. He's really kind of been in the mix for a large portion of this race, just really behind somebody else. You know, you haven't seen him making a whole lot of drastic moves or a lot of aggressive plays, but just keeping himself in it at the moment. Back up to the lead. You see Corridor there showing off his racing IQ tonight.
going to be
And he
close
is
with those
navigating.
fronts of his. It's going to be like,
Yeah,
yeah,
We're just,
yeah. No, I think that's really what is going to come down to be the deciding factor. Is does he have enough tread to hold off KP Wilcox and also Josh Moment, who are closing very, very quickly now with only a few laps to go. I don't know, based on the way that they've closed in the last 2 laps, if he's going to be able to hold them off or not. Although we did
yeah,
see that this track can be very difficult to make space as you get to the last section of it.
yeah. I think Wilcox is too consistent for Corridor to hold him off, but I don't think he's going to fall too far behind after Wilcox inevitably gets him.
And here you go, Wilcox able to catch and pass Corridor through that last turn. Nicely done. Going to position himself for the first turn.
yeah, you know, I think he can still hold on to a podium. He's going to lose out to Josh, but I think he may be far enough ahead from Paps that, you know, he's still going to salvage a top 3 here, because Paps is 7 seconds behind, and we're coming towards the end of this race.
Yeah.
Okay. And there you see Jason Dang, and guess who's behind him? It's Slow K, as I mentioned. If anybody has been following somebody for the majority of the race, it is this pair right here.
Both drivers on the hards.
Yep. All right. So, just be a matter of who can make the least amount of mistakes between these two.
Gonna go back up to Josh Moment, see where he's at in relation to Corridor. Corridor's still able to maintain a good gap there in P2. About to start the penultimate lap.
Looking at the gap, looks like he'll catch up to him on the penultimate lap.
Yeah, and will his tires, though, make it 2 more laps? That is...
They look rough. Well...
Yeah, the fronts are.
And as you see, he's doing everything he can to stay on the wettest portion of the track.
Yep.
To just try and stretch him out ever so longer. Will it be enough to keep him in front of Josh for 2 more laps? I don't know if he's going to have enough.
It's going to be a challenge. But, I mean, Corridor, an NRL champion.
That's right.
Here we have it. Is this going to be? Is
he's
this going to be
have
it?
Yeah. Because Paps is 5 seconds behind, so it'll be in his best interest to not fight it too much, as he's looking for it.
Josh is doing
easy. All right.
Nicely done.
Yep.
Taking that inside line. He was actually right behind Corridor, actually taking advantage of that wet section to keep his tires cool, while he can still stay in the slipstream of Corridor.
Yeah, because he probably could have fought it a bit harder, but he's probably keeping an eye on Paps behind him as well. Plus,
I would
wouldn't
agree.
have helped his tires.
Well, no, he doesn't have enough tread to battle anything. I mean, we saw his tires; they're almost toast. He's barely going to get 1 more lap, and it's going to be impressive to see him do that, especially if he can maintain this current P3 podium position with Corridor. Looking back, we've got Slow K, who again is still back behind Jason.
I do want to.
He has got a good look at the back of Jason's car today.
Indeed, it really does. It really does. I do want to commend Josh. You know, he's had some incidents early on this season, and we got a caution. Let's see if we can find out what for. I don't.
Then whoever's ahead.
See anybody.
Oh, someone. I don't know.
There he
it was
is.
Pyro.
Oh,
No.
a couple of
it was
incidents.
Slow K.
There was somebody before that.
Yeah.
But we then got slow K as well.
Turn.
Oh, exactly. Did he just run a bit
Yeah, I don't
wide?
know.
Onto the grass?
Someone at
Oh yeah, he's
P1.
on the grass there.
Yeah.
No?
I'm looking at track map. Someone
Yeah.
after T1
Yeah, somebody crashed right
had
now, but then
Yeah.
slow does crash as well here, and then we need to get back on board with our leaders
Yeah.
because this race is
Mhm.
about to be over.
Okay.
AP
There you
And
see
here is
Wilcox.
KP Wilcox coming around the
Last.
final turn to
Wow.
wrap up the last to first tonight, with Josh Moment able to secure himself a P2 finish. Corridor on the one
Wow.
stopper, still with plenty of room between him and B Paps. And look at that shred, nothing left. Well done, Corridor there. B Paps coming in
Mhm.
with a P4 position, representing the Canadian team.
Oh
And
no.
we
Jason,
don't want you
no.
guys spinning out. Jason, dang it. And that
Please do
spin
not
there.
spin across the start finish line. It throws a yellow flag.
Yeah,
He spun
Jason
before.
just on the rumble strips, yeah. He
Yeah.
did not do that intentionally. Yeah, no, please don't show off on the start finish. So cost him a few positions there. There's K-Dub kind of coming
Mhm.
with a P9. Papa able to wrap up a 10th position here.
I'd like to point out, Corridor started P5 and
P5,
really
okay.
made that one stop work for him. That was really impressive.
That really was. Yeah, I mean, fuel management, obviously, hitting the hards and then just intermediate. That was really, really, really well done here. What a great race, man.
Up 12 positions.
Once
Well
again,
done.
congratulations to KP Wilcox for your victory here at the Red Bull
Mhm.
Ring PHG Season 3, Round 5. Mr. Casual, will you talk us through the results and please, again, take special notice of the podium vehicles there?
Of course. So we have Mr. Last the First himself, finishing in first, WRX, and then have our own Josh Moment also in the WRX, and then rounding out the podium in third are I probably lone one stopper. We have Corridor, and then we have in fourth our seemingly maybe lone Lancer with also the fastest lap, Mr. Paps. And then in fifth, we have our own Pyro. Let's see, six is Crulo. Then in seventh, we have Mr. Dangit, who had a Dangit moment at the end. And then in eighth, had MVR's Slow K in eighth. And then ninth, had our own K Dub. Rounding out the top 10, the proprietor of PHG, Papa, and the Lancer. And then in 11th, we have Saint. And then you have Mr. Las Vegas, Leo. And 12th, also in the Lancer. And last but not least, we have Steven Sills in 13th.
Yeah, what an incredible run tonight here. I think there's a couple really good options for driver of the split. TKs, do you want to take it first?
Yeah, I'm gonna. So I'm torn because obviously KP overtook 12 people, but I got to go with
Mhm.
Corridor. I really like that. Really solid performance. He stuck it out. He didn't worry about those last two overtakes. He just worried about finishing on the podium, and he made it happen.
Yeah, yeah, that's a very good choice. That's certainly one of the ones I had in mind. Mr. Casual, what about you? Who do you have for your driver of the split after that run?
I'm going so I'm going to go end up going with Josh for that one. because
Are you?
obviously
Okay.
I've raced with Josh, what, for a few months now?
Yeah.
And so I know that he can have his aggressive moments. And but this is me giving you a praise, Josh. So
Yeah.
like you at no point forced anyone out. You didn't make contact to make the position. So like I you have my respect and I applaud you, sir, for making it a growing moment for from my perspective. And
Yeah.
so for me, you have my respect for that. And so for me, it's Josh.
I agree with that.
Yeah,
I
I'm
was going to say that during the race, and then we got distracted with that. But he has had some incidents this season, and I mean, we saw so many just, I mean, textbook clean space given, really good respect. So I agree
Mhm,
with that, Mr. Casual. Big growing moment there from Josh. Um, Not only do we know he has the speed, but he did it very cleanly.
mhm,
yeah, I mean, both you guys, took really the 2 that stand out, and obviously we
mhm,
know that Casey Wilcox is going to have to make that list, going last to first,
mhm,
doing it, really, really smooth. That was we saw a couple really good passes from KP as well, as we know he's got a very high level of skill and really able to, step up and make a tough race out there look easy, going from the hard, to the he ran the wet compound and then,
mhm,
went straight onto the mediums, and we knew after his pace on the hard that some of those guys were gonna be in trouble. But, to your point, Mr. Casual, Josh did a very good job holding him off, keeping that close, and then Corridor with the one stopper. I mean, you got a little bit of everything in that. It came down to, very little distance between, our runners, so really good race by all these guys. These races just never seem to disappoint, do they?
No, they
mhm.
really don't, and that's a testament to what
No.
Shaggy's done. I talk about it every time
Yeah.
on when you see
Mm,
these races, when you first glance at them, you're like, what is any different than any other race that we've ever done in Gran Turismo? But then when you look at how he does qualifying,
mhm,
putting you in the splits, making these splits so challenging, and then there's always been at least one or at least two strategies, and then somebody else comes up with a third, and the competitiveness is there. It comes down to the end. It makes our job easier as commentators and broadcasters because there's always something to talk about and look at, and I just absolutely love it.
Oh, there is. Yeah, yeah. It's so much fun to be a part of and, never fails to be exciting. Mr. Casual, you get your shot at this combo tomorrow.
yeah.
Obviously, I know you've been paying close attention and taking notes. You gonna make that Lancer look good tomorrow and do your team proud?
I mean, I would think so. Yeah, I think I did decide what watching both races. I think I did end up deciding on what tire I'm going to run when the rain gets here. So for once, I'm kind of happy I didn't make top split. So it actually gave me a chance to take a little break and like rest racing wise and then mentally prepare myself for race day tomorrow. But yeah, it was gave me a chance to actually figure out what I'm going to do.
Okay, very good. Well, I know we're all going to be anxiously watching how the races tomorrow play out. So, best of luck to you.
Thank
Hopefully,
you.
you can improve on that top 10 standing so far. Man, what a great night of racing we've got. I love the PHG community here. Thank you guys so much for having me. A couple quick shout outs. Thank you to our sponsorships, 4D Racewear. Um, Vext Graphics, VXD Graphics, Lithograph Comics, and also Mist Chronicles.
Mhm.
Make sure and check them out. TK, so those are pinned in the description if I'm not mistaken, right?
Correct. Yeah, all their websites are in the description, as well as
Mhm.
a link to the Papa's House of Game website where you'll find all the information about these leagues and anything about Papa's House of Game. Also, real quick, thank you, Jason. Dang it for the $5. Hard, difficult yet fun race. Thank you, fam. And also, I closed the poll corridor with a commanding lead, 60%. No surprise there. So the
Yeah.
people have spoken.
Yeah, how about
Yeah.
that? People actually taking the strategy over the last to first.
Mhm.
I think there might be a shift there with the group. I know last time we saw last to first, it was certainly incredible. But again, another incredible feat here,
Mhm.
just watching KP Wilcox pull that off. They never seem to disappoint out here. I love the racing with this group is so good. I cannot wait to see. And TKs, can you remind me for the viewers out there, you can take a look at the PHG website to see the races, watch the past streams, see the driver standings. That one is pinned in the chat, if I'm not mistaken, correct?
That is correct. And you can look back at all the results, the upcoming races. We do put links to all the live streams, including qualifying, in there. So you can go back and rewatch anything. Those of us who are doing the broadcasts are working on, but it takes time, putting those
Mhm.
individual races up on our channel. And in the future, we will have a designated PHG World Series channel where you can find all the past races. And that
Oh, that's exciting.
yeah, it's in the works. It's in the works. It takes time.
Mhm.
I'm a procrastinator, so it's probably my fault that it hasn't happened already. Um, but you know, for tomorrow, you can click on the link in the chat, and that'll tell you that Salamander, our very own Salamander, who
Mhm.
does a tremendous amount of work
He does.
behind the scenes, herding all us cats and making sure we're doing what we're supposed to do. Salamander will be doing the broadcast for splits 2 and 4 tomorrow. I will be commentating as well as I believe
Mhm.
Jersey will be there. I'm not sure who else. And then we will get to see, of course, Mr. Casual race tomorrow.
Mhm.
Yeah, that is going to be exciting. That starts at is it 1 o'clock Central? Am I correct
Yes.
there, TKs?
1 p.m. Central. If I can do math, that's 2 Eastern, noon Mountain,
Mhm.
11
You
a.m.
got it.
Pacific. I did 1, 2, 3. Let's go, baby.
Yeah, look at you.
Now, I
Look
couldn't
at you
tell
in the
you what it's
math,
going
and
to
it's
be for
it's late on a
JK.
Friday.
JK
Yeah.
85, it's going to be
Oh God.
sometime in the day for that Brit across the pond.
Uh, I think that would be so to my time. So I think that would be 7 p.m. his time.
I'll take your word for it.
Yeah, I believe that. So, oh man, what another great night, guys! Thank you so much for having me. Mr. Casual, any closing thoughts on your side over there?
Um, I think I was hoping that it wasn't just going to be a quick shower. So I was honestly, when for the rain portion, was quite happy to see the rain stuck around. But yeah, it was like pretty competitive races from split 1 and 3 today, and looking forward to see how I end up doing with my own race tomorrow in split 2 because I need to see who's in my split. With all the split those that need to move around. So I need to see who I'm up against. But yeah, this got me excited for tomorrow.
Yeah, very cool. And TK, so we'll be excited to hear you there in the broadcast booth. With this being your channel, I think you should get the last closing thought there. So let me just kind of say thank you to all the PHG community out there, all the people behind the scenes that have worked very hard. You mentioned Sal, Mishi, um, don't forget about Shaggy, Papa, obviously, all the broadcast crew. For those of you guys who don't know, there is a lot that goes into us bringing you these broadcasts here. Anybody you see that's hosting the broadcast is putting in a ton of work. Mr. Casual does it as well. So make sure and show those
Mhm.
guys some love. Stop by the sponsors, check them out. You can find me as well on YouTube. Me and my crew have been doing some Call of Duty lately, but there is some more Gran Turismo content that's going to be coming up very soon. I'm working on a couple different things. And don't forget, there's some exciting other leagues that are out there. The NRL has been officially announced.
Woo!
So take a look at that server, get yourself signed up for that. Man, it's going to be an awesome couple months coming up here. We got the finals for the PHG World Series. You got the NRL starting. So much good racing to still come, TKs. Thanks for hosting us tonight. Great job to both you gentlemen. I can't wait to get back in the booth here for some more PHG racing.
Indeed, indeed. And thank you so much, Slow-Mo, for taking the lead here. You did an excellent job. I always enjoy listening to you call
Thank
these
you.
races. Mr. Casual, thank you as well. Always great to hang with you. Thank you, everybody, for watching. I appreciate it. Thank you for the donos. Not necessary, but, I greatly appreciate it. Please, if you haven't done so already, click that like button. Consider subscribing. I do hashtag TK Slobbies every Tuesday night. Literally, if you just type in hashtag TK Slobbies, you'll see tons of videos, live streams, and shorts. You can see what it's all about. And we have a lot of fun. Anyone's welcome. Also, if you're interested in, trying out being a commentator or running a broadcast, we all started as not knowing what on earth we were doing. Slow-Mo and I started a little bit earlier than others here in the group, but we didn't know what we were doing. So if this interests you at all, reach out to myself, reach out to Salamander. We're always looking for more people to help us out. We do the qualifying during the week, then we have the races. So, having people who can fill in, be backups, and expand the family, we would always appreciate it. Again, this is the PHG World Series and PHG Great Racers, Better People. That is the slogan through and through. Thank you, Papa. Thank you, Shaggy, for coming up with this series. Thank you, everybody who's involved. I hope everybody has a great Friday night. Don't get too wild because, you need to be back here tomorrow to watch splits 2 and 4 on Salamander's channel. So click the link pinned in the chat. Check out the sponsors in the description. And we're going to call it a night. Later, y'all.
I don't know why, but the skies always break every time Shaggy sets the stakes. He lines up the lobbies, the cars all shine, but here comes a storm right on time. Oh, Rainmaker, why you gotta pour? We just want the track dry, nothing more. Every race, we're splashing through the lane. Shaggy, my friend, you're bringing the rain. The tires are slipping, the turns get wild. I'm hydroplaning, losing my style. We asked for the sun, a clear blue sky, but puddles keep falling, and I don't know why. Maybe it's luck, maybe it's fate, or maybe Shaggy's laughing at our state. Oh, Rainmaker, why you gotta pour? We just want the track dry, nothing more. Every race, we're splashing through the lane. Shaggy, my friend, you're bringing the rain. Shaggy sets the stakes. He lines up the lobbies, the cars all shine. But here comes a storm, right on time. Oh, Rainmaker, why you gotta pour? We just want the track dry, nothing more. Every race, we're splashing through the lane. Shaggy, my friend, you're bringing the rain. The tires are slipping, the turns get wild. I'm hydroplaning, losing my style. We asked for the sun, a clear blue sky, but puddles keep falling, and I don't know why. Maybe it's luck, maybe it's fate, or maybe Shaggy's laughing at our state. Oh, Rainmaker, why you gotta pour? We just want the track dry, nothing more. Every race, we're splashing through the lane. Shaggy, my friend, you're bringing the rain. I see him grinning behind the wheel. He loves the chaos, that's his deal. But one day soon we'll outsmart the skies and leave the Rainmaker high and dry. Oh, Rainmaker, why you gotta pour? We just want the track dry, nothing more. Every race, we're splashing through the lane. Shaggy, my friend, you're bringing the rain. Oh. I don't know why, but the skies always break every time Shaggy sets the stakes. He lines up the lobbies, the cars all shine. But here comes a storm, right on